struggles just ended this fight.
The throne defended by the young Titan. Wow.
He gives him the Uriah.
Carly Chandler with an opportunity to tap out the gold medal.
This time he's in trouble.
Bad spot here. The submission, Miguel Ceja.
It's been an amazing night of fights. From top to bottom.
On a milestone evening for A1 Combat, it's only fitting that the amateur card be loaded with talent. And that's exactly what we have for you tonight. 11 fights top to bottom. It is stacked here for the A1 Combat 25 Amateur Prelims. Hello everyone, I'm Johnny LaQuasto alongside my amazing broadcast partner, strawweight Corey McKenna. We go live on UFC Fight Pass at 8 p.m. Pacific for A1 Combat 25. But right now, Corey, we are loaded for the amateurs.
Yeah, we have an absolute plethora of amateur talent lined up for everybody, and you know, a great amount of experience on this amateur card. I'm sure we're going to be looking at some of the A1's up and coming pros over the next few shows, you know?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Some fighters that you're about to watch, you're going to see on UFC Fight Pass in the very near future. Let's get to the main event. The light heavyweight title for A1 is on the line. Two fighters who have been dominant. Ian Russell coming in at 4-1 overall with 3 finishes. And Ryan Finidao, he is 8-1 with 7 finishes. He has been destructive. Corey, there's a good chance both of these fighters, this could be their swan song as amateurs.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. You know, I think the winner of this is definitely going to be having to make those moves over to pro. Both have been very dominant in their career so far, and I highly doubt this fight is going to go to the distance.
Yeah, could definitely be a crowning moment for either one of these men, but that's not all. We also have a light heavyweight, a lightweight #1 contenders bout, as well as a welterweight title fight with 2 undefeated welterweights. This is stacked from top to bottom. You're going to love this amateur card. So without further ado, let's kick it to our cage announcer, Garrett Fertig.
Please welcome our first fighter this evening, Johannes Phillips.
It is now time to get the action underway on a massive fight weekend. Welcome everyone to the A1 Combat 25 Amateur Prelims. Johnny LaQuasto here with the great Corey McKenna. Johannes Phillips making his way to the cage to kick off the action tonight. Trains at Standalone MMA in Chico. Interesting story here. Right after high school, he enlisted in the U.S. Army and was a mechanic for anything diesel that had wheels. And after he got out, he was convinced to leave Atlanta from a friend and move to Chico, California. He then found Standalone MMA just over 3 years ago, and he hasn't looked back since. Very talented guy in and out of the cage. He's got his bachelor's in audio engineering, has an interest in eventually entering the video game industry. But coming in tonight, 0-1 Corey definitely feels like he has a lot to prove.
Yeah, like I say, this is a great way to kick off the night here tonight. And one thing I love about this show, you know, A1 really is investing in those grassroots MMA, as they say. You know, like I say, Johannes and Corey coming out here, started their amateur career, and yeah, I'm really excited to see these young prospects.
Northern California, just a bevy of talent as Johannes Phillips enters the cage. He says, look, I'm a decent grappler. I'm always improving, but I'll admit, I want to keep the fight standing. It's now time for his opponent.
And now, please welcome his opponent, Corey Arnold.
Corey, it's only 4:30 here in the afternoon, and we're already getting an ovation from the audience here at the Hard Rock Live in Sacramento. Corey Arnold making his amateur debut, trains at Team Alpha Male. After 5 years of training, this is the moment he's been dreaming of. There's only one initial walk to the cage, Corey.
Yeah, like you say, a long-awaited amateur debut for Corey Arnold. He's been training really hard with Team Alpha Male. Like you say, he's been training for many years, really invested in his grappling over the last few years, and I'm excited to see him put that all together here tonight.
He was a 3-sport athlete growing up and played college baseball at Sonoma State. But since he's become obsessed with mixed martial arts, even competing in Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, but now he really feels like he's been putting the arsenal all together. He considers himself a striker by nature, but like you said, he's been laser focused on grappling to round out his game, and obviously you're a Team Alpha Male as well, so you've seen his progression. What a moment for both these fighters to kick off the amateur card.
Yeah, I referred to him as Corey number 2, but I told him tonight he could be Corey number 1.
Who would Corey number 1 be?
Usually me.
Good point. Well, it starts with a K. So anyways, let's kick it to Garrett Furtick for the announcements.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your My Favorite A1 Combat 25 Prelims. We begin now with a 157-pound contract weight bout 7-3. 2-minute rounds. We introduce first the Punch Edibles blue corner, standing 6'1", weighing 156.2 pounds. 0-1 as an amateur. He represents standalone MMA from Chico, California, Johann Phillips. And now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner, standing 6'1", also weighing 155 pounds, making his amateur debut. He represents Team Alpha Male from Sacramento, California. Please welcome Corey Arnold. Your referee, Brian Tyler.
We're all set for this 157-pound catch weight bout. First of 11 fights here on the amateur card.
Let's go! Gentlemen, round 1. Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Let's fight!
Tremendous energy here inside the Hard Rock Live already. A full night in store, 11 fights on the amateur card, 5 on UFC Fight Pass later tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific.
One thing to touch on, we touch on it every time there's the amateur fights, but obviously since these guys are making their debuts, they've had under 3 fights. These are going to be 2-minute rounds.
Right.
Accidental groin shot there from Phillips.
And we do have 2 title fights coming up. Those will be 3 3-minute rounds, and I believe we have 4 fights that will have 3 3-minute rounds, but the rest, like you said, all going to be the 2-minute rounds. Low blow early on here.
All right, guys, time in. Let's fight.
We're back to action. Southpaw stance of Phillips versus the orthodox of Arnold. Phillips is doing a great job of maintaining that center. Big straight.
Phillips does pride himself on not only powerful strikes, but impressive quickness.
Phillips is doing a good job of mixing the kicks in with his strikes, keeping Arnold at range. The only problem with these 2-minute rounds, you know, there's not much feeling output like time for these guys. Good job from Arnold closing the distance there in on his takedown attempt, but Phillips did a great job of reversing.
And I'm sure this will be a recurring topic throughout the amateurs, but you're right. I mean, it really is difficult when a round is only 2 minutes. You have 3 rounds. It's a difficult game plan to have. How patient can you really be?
Exactly. I mean, we've only got 40 seconds left of this round, and I'd say Phillips is edging it right now, so Arnold's going to have to, you know, try to put a stamp on this last 30 seconds. Oh, guillotine attempt from Corey.
Fingers out of the cage.
Nice right hand there by Arnold. Final 15 seconds of the first round. Arnold making his debut. Johann Phillips looking for his first victory. That'll do it.
Nice high kick to seal off the round there for Corey Arnold. Like you say, 2 minutes is not a lot of time to work, and I'd say Phillips is up this round just based off of cage control and pressure, and I think he landed more significant strikes. But like I say, you've got 2 more rounds left, and I think we're going to see both these guys come out here and push the pace. They go by fast.
Absolutely do. Check out some of the action there. There was the low blow early on, first 20 seconds of the fight, and
there was that takedown attempt from Corey Arnold. Beautiful job from Phillips to get those double underhooks and reverse the position.
And Arnold did go for the ghillie attempt there briefly, but Johann Phillips no trouble getting out of that.
sometimes that's smart with these shorter rounds. You know, you could die on those submissions, but if they're not there, you're just eating up the round, and they've only got 2 minutes to work here. So I think that might have actually been smart on his part to not eat away at the round and to try to land some offense.
All right, gentlemen, round 2. Let's fight. Those hands.
Corey Arnold, the green and white.
Beautiful inside leg kick there from Phillips. Phillips is doing a great job of kind of like off-balancing Arnold every time he lands those kicks. And I feel like Corey is just having a hard time finding his range management. Another low blow. That's the issue with that split stance and that inside leg kick. Can't say I've been hit with many of those, but I've definitely landed a few.
The official having a word here with Johannes Phillips. First of 11 fights here. Welterweight title fight in the co-main, and light heavyweights battle it out for gold in the main.
Corey Arnold's doing a great job of circling to his left. You know, that's one of those things that split stance. You got to fight that front foot. He's doing a great job of keeping his front foot outside of Phillips, but I just feel like he's just missing with his range. Phillips is tagging him with some heavy blows here.
You see Arnold trying to control center a lot more in this round, but like you said, Phillips is landing.
Yeah, some beautiful knees in the clinch there from both guys. Obviously worth noting this is an amateur fight, so they're not allowed to knee to the head, but oh, both guys are swinging.
A lot of force behind those strikes from Phillips.
Strong jab from Phillips. Yeah. He's done a really good job of maintaining his range and landing his offense, but also controlling the center of the cage and pressuring Corey Arnold.
And for Phillips, there's really no need to even counterpunch because he's landing with precision here.
Corey Arnold landed some kicks there, but he's heavy lead hook.
Phillips charging in there after the right hand lands.
I think that rocked him, but great job from Arnold to control him and tie up, you know, get himself some breathing time. He's got a whole interval now to recover, but I would say he's down 2 rounds.
Well, his left eye is really opened up right now, and it opened up quickly.
Yeah, that lead hook split him.
As we go back to check out perhaps that moment where the left eye was struck by Johannes Phillips.
These are the big knees in the clinch that we mentioned. Beautiful dirty boxing from both guys there, making the most of these positions. Oh. That was that hook.
That was it right there, and you can see the left eye start to open. It definitely could affect the vision here in the 3rd round of Corey Arnold. He's really gonna have to essentially just go for the finish here.
Yeah, and that's hard to do with these 2-minute rounds. He's not got a lot of time to work, and I would say he's down 2 in the judges. The eye seems to have been cleared up okay, so I don't think that's going to inhibit him too bad.
Regardless, this will be a tremendous experience for Corey Arnold. He said everything he does goes back to his father. His father passed away in 2013, and he feels like he's always with him, especially on a night like tonight.
He's got to be careful throwing those naked leg kicks. That's kind of how he's getting tagged a lot, because he's leaving his head on the center line, and it's allowing Phillips to land those heavy blows. And those leg kicks, the damage doesn't line up enough to be eating those heavy shots.
And Phillips hits the target once again with the right hand. He's really countering the leg kicks perfectly.
And Phillips is doing a great job with those liver kicks. That's like one thing from the southpaw that, a little bit of aggression from Corey Arnold now. I think he knows he needs to really, apply the pressure this round if he hopes to win here tonight. It's those inside leg kicks.
We've had a low blow in each round. Johannes Phillips is incredibly frustrated.
And we're going to take a point. This could help Corey Arnold here. If he can steal this round, we could be looking at a draw, which is unfortunate for Phillips, but, you know, unfortunately, 1 per round is a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, Arnold's going to have to do a lot in this final minute.
Corey Arnold does have 5 minutes here, and I do think that it's wise of him to be taking that. You know, like say, it's the 3rd heavy blow now that he has taken, and they say that the fight is close, so he's going to have to be able to come out on his best. Cut under the right eye of Corey Arnold, too, as I look at him.
Arnold's certainly showing tons of grit here in his amateur debut, and he shoots in, but Johannes Phillips.
Big knees in the clinch from Johannes.
Oh, once again.
I'm not sure that perhaps.
Have him stay right there. That was a knee, I heard that one.
No.
That was right against the cup. If I did it, I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to.
Difficult to say on that.
Hey, can we get a replay of that if they end up taking a second?
It was a knee that Johannes Phillips
Oh,
went for.
another point. That's even in this fight up. It all comes down to this round then.
1 point.
Don't see that often. We're going to pull up a replay of this real quick, actually.
Can you go back over there for me?
So you see
How are you doing?
Johannes
Let's see
Phillips
this knee.
back to his feet.
Keep going.
Certainly not a low blow there.
It's the next one. Right there. Oh, I can't quite see from the vantage point. It may have. I think it did.
Let's fight.
Difficult for us to see. I mean, perhaps a questionable point deduction there, but nonetheless, it's going to make things very interesting for the judges here. Final minute of round 3.
It all comes down to this round.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, if Arnold can finish strong, he may have a chance with those point deductions.
This is a interesting way to start the night here, Johnny. But you know, we got blood, we got low blows, we've got.
At this rate, we may not get through 11 fights. We'll see.
The crowd's definitely heated now.
Corey Arnold is a crimson mess right now. Both eyes opened up, but Johannes Phillips, great takedown defense there. Oh, I stand
Beautiful
corrected.
takedown from Corey to finish it. Oh, he's straight on that rear naked choke.
He's got it
15
locked in.
seconds.
Final 10 seconds of the 3rd round. Can Corey Arnold pull off a small miracle here and finish off Johannes Phillips? Oh, and that'll do it. Johannes Phillips saved by the end of the 3rd round. Corey McKenna, what a finish. Now it's really unpredictable.
This might be the craziest amateur fight I've seen. I don't know how this goes, the 2-point deduction. That might have stole Corey Arnold the round. He might win this fight. He might win this fight based off of those 2-point deductions.
I mean, Johannes Phillips, I don't think anyone would argue, was in control for the majority of the first 2 rounds, the first portion of the 3rd. But a brilliant takedown by Arnold in the final 30 seconds, transitioned right into an RNC. I mean, a couple more seconds there, we may have had a tap.
Yeah, that was what a way to turn the tables, and you know, a true testament to the heart of Corey Arnold. Not many people on their debut, their first fight ever, can say that they went through that.
Beautiful transition to the back too, got the hooks in immediately. Corey Arnold knew that time was of the essence, and he really locked it in tight. Credit to Johannes Phillips for hanging in.
Bro. Got it straight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the judges have that one.
Math is not my strong suit, so I really don't know what to expect here. But I think your point of Corey Arnold winning that 3rd round, aside from the point deduction, carry the one, I don't know. I think this might win him the fight.
It might. I mean, Phillips was having a lot of success in that 3rd round, and I do think that he was, landing more significant strikes, pressure forward. So perhaps they still gave it to him, even though Arnold finished strong.
Yeah.
But I do think that could have stolen him the round and potentially the fight with the 2-point deductions.
Either way, what an experience here for Corey Arnold. I mean, the range of issues and emotions throughout these 3 rounds in his debut.
I know, that's what I'm saying. True testament to his heart. And, Phillips did amazing. Also, I think he's going to be really kicking himself if that did lose him the decision here tonight. But what a fight to start the card.
We go back to check out some of the action over the course of these 3 rounds. First couple of rounds, it really was Johannes Phillips landing the right hand there, charging it with the knee. Right around this moment is when the 4th low blow came in from the knee, and Corey Arnold, though, finding a way to finish strong in the 3rd as we await the decision from the judges. And of course, the judges also have to go off of damage.
Yeah, well, if we're discussing damage, obviously, I think that's a very, very clear difference. But great job from both guys, you know.
Yeah,
True heart, grit.
Tremendous start to the night.
I
Garrett Furtig is ready for the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action-packed action, here in our opening contest at A125, we go to your 3 judges at cage side for the decision. Your first judge, Brandon Salcido, sees it 28-27, Phillips. Your second judge, Daniel Mobley, sees it 28-27, Arnold. And your third and final judge, Chad Shepard, sees it 28-27 for your winner by split decision, Johannes Phillips.
I'm not, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with it. Like you say, like he was pressuring, landing more significant strikes. Like I said, Corey could have stole it with that last exchange, but I think it really just, judging's an opinion at the end of the day. It just comes down to
so many takeaways for Corey Arnold from this fight, but congratulations to Johannes Phillips, his first win inside of a mixed martial arts cage, now moving to 1-1, taking the big dub home to standalone MMA in Chico. He did show a lot of perseverance over the course of these 3 rounds, and he walks away with the split decision victory.
Wow! Super DJ Express has landed in the United States.
Ready to make his way to the cage, Jacob Maritza.
A former star running back in high school whose football dreams ended due to personal issues. He really credits MMA with giving him purpose and discipline in life. He trains with the likes of Peyton Talbot and St. John Smith at Reno Academy of Combat. This is Jacob Maritza, certainly no shortage of motivation, as he's looking to rebound following his A1 debut back in May when he came up short via decision, coming in 0-2 overall. Considers kickboxing to be his best weapon and would really prefer to keep this fight standing, looking for his first victory.
Yeah, when you when you train with the likes of Peyton Talbot and the team over there, I'm sure his striking is phenomenal. You know, we've seen nothing but amazing performances out of those guys from that camp. So very excited to see him, you know, hopefully bounce back. Obviously, he's got to get through talent in order to do so. But yeah,
certainly does. And I asked what he's been focusing on over the past 6 months, and he said better movement, takedown defense. He said my striking's improved since May. I train every day with Peyton, with St. John, obviously 2 tremendous fighters in their own right, so Jacob Maritza feels like tonight is his night. to finally show his first victory.
Making his amateur MMA debut, Talon Selfie.
Strong ovation here for Talon Selfie, only 19 years of age. He admitted this morning at weigh-ins, the butterflies are there, but he said, look, at this point, I feel so prepared. It's more anticipation than nerves. And Corey, he said tonight, you know, I plan on using my grappling skills to set up my striking. He was a standout wrestler all through high school at Lincoln High in Sacramento. And he's very poised for someone so young. Speaking to him, you wouldn't think he was 19 years old, and he doesn't feel like the spotlight's too big for him, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, like you say, a lot of young talent coming out here tonight. You know, look at it, we've got Thomas Fallon in his corner. He's building an amazing team over where he's at, and we've seen so many of his fighters in here. He's got a few on the card tonight. Like you say, I'm sure he's dotting his I's and crossing his T's, and I'm very excited to see what he's bringing in tonight.
And he was a standout wrestler, and obviously we've seen over the course of mixed martial arts history, wrestlers transition to the cage more effectively than, say, strikers do, and he started training immediately after high school with Thomas Fallon, and big smile on his face as he enters the cage for this massive opportunity. Let's go to Garrett Furtick.
Packer Construction presents our next bout in the featherweight division, set now for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, the Punch Edibles blue corner. Standing 5'9", weighing 145.1 pounds. As an amateur, his record stands at no wins, 2 losses. Representing Reno Academy of Combat from Reno, Nevada, Jacob Maritza. And now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 5'10", weighing 144.1 pounds. Tonight he makes his amateur MMA debut, representing Thomas Fallon MMA from Lincoln, California, Talon Selfie. Your referee, Wayne Phillips.
Very strong contingent here for young Talon Selfie.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Fight!
This featherweight bout is underway. Selfie in the black, and Maritza in the black with pink trim. Oh, right away, Maritza just charging in. Right hand.
Heavy blows from Maritza.
Switching stances early on.
Selfie's doing a good job of moving his head. He's trying to use his jab to keep Maritza at range, but I feel like Maritza's definitely a more composed fighter.
Case in point right there. Selfie went for the haymaker, came up short, but nice transition back to his feet.
Big gash above the left eye of Selfie.
Most likely from the right hand moments ago from Maritza.
Good job from Selfie to, you know, reverse this position, take back control. He's now in his wrestling position, as you touched on before, how he wanted to implement that. You know, he's doing a great job of getting that head positioning. He's got the double unders, he's dropping for that double leg, but, you know, great job from Maritza to reverse and escape.
Right now with this angle, we can't quite see the gash. Oh!
Beautiful sprawl from Maritza.
Yeah.
Straight in on that anaconda position.
It really was textbook there by Maritza. And Selfie, very difficult first round here. Now Maritza just looking to pepper Selfie here.
I'm very impressed with how calm and composed Maritza looks.
Oh, nice combination there.
We got some stance switching, some heavy blows. He's done a great job of controlling Selfie against the cage.
We are seeing a different Jacob Maritza than we did 6 months ago as we close out the first round here. He's always been a quick twitch athlete. He was a running back all through high school. And he said he learned so much from his first 2 defeats. And obviously we learn more from our losses than we do our victories. And we're certainly seeing a very focused Maritza. Talon Barzelfi, that left eye, not looking great right now after this first round. Beautiful sprawl there by Maritza. You said almost locked in the submission there, and then a couple of combinations to close out a very strong first round.
Yeah, he's doing an amazing job of controlling the center, pressuring Barzelfi back. I feel like I'm butchering that name, my bad. But like, he's doing a great job of pressuring, landing those heavy blows. You know, he's opened a cut above Talon's eye, and I feel like you know, the young fighter's gonna have to dig deep and come out here and try to turn the tables this round. But you know, his takedowns have been sprawled on. He's gonna have to do a better job of setting those up with his strikes. And I'm sure Thomas Fallon's given him that coaching.
It almost looks as if, and obviously you give me your expert opinion, that Maritza doesn't exactly respect the striking element of Barzelfi, so he's just marching forward.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Talon hasn't really given him anything to worry about, and like you say, Maritza's training at the highest level with some phenomenal strikers, and he just looks composed in there. He looks like it's nothing he's not seen before. He's reading everything that Talon Barzelfi's throwing at him, and he's really found his range and his rhythm in there.
Both of these young fighters training at truly tremendous gyms. Reno Academy of Combat for Maritza and Thomas Fallon MMA for Talon Barzelfi. But if you're Maritza, I mean, imagine you're sparring every single day with the likes of Peyton Talbot, who is just steamrolling everyone thus far in UFC, and obviously Sinjin Smith, who's got a bright future ahead of him as well. You're going to learn so much every single time.
Maritza's doing a phenomenal job of using his stance switches to cut off Talon Barzelfi. Like against that cage, he's actually using his stance switches very intelligently to cut those angles and allow him to land those heavy offense, like we just saw.
Nice jab. Followed up by Maritza. And once again, charging right in. Oh, the vision really appears to be a bit affected here by Barzelfi, and Maritza just switching stances.
Yeah, we had the doctor come in and take a look at that right before the start of this round. Maritza's doing a good job of, he's starting to implement his fakes and his feints before he's firing his offense now, and I feel like he's really just starting to find his rhythm.
Final 45 seconds of round two. 3-round fight, 2-minute rounds. Nice jab. Maritza landing jabs from both sides here.
And Barzelfi's not out here. You know, he's doing a great job of landing those body kicks. He's still moving his head. He's gonna have to do something to change the direction of this round though, because currently he's just getting picked apart by Maritza, who has completely found his range.
Distinct reach advantage for Barzelfi, but the quickness is just uncomparable here for Maritza.
And this goes back to what you said, you know, Barzelfi is really respecting the offense, and that's allowing him to land those combinations. He's putting those fakes and those feints in there, and it's really allowing him to stay comfortable because Barzelfi's not really firing back. He's just a sitting target right now.
And we called Maritza's previous fight here for A1 Combat. We're seeing a completely different fighter. Not only just the confidence, but the power and the force behind his strikes. I mean, he is landing a very high percentage here as we go back to check out some of the action in round two. And it's really just target practice for Jacob Maritza.
Yeah, he's performing at like an experience level beyond his record. You know, he looks at home and he looks comfortable. He doesn't look overwhelmed, and it's allowing him to relax and really read what Barzelfi is bringing here tonight.
Well, we kicked off the night with Johannes Philipp scoring his first victory, and one of these two fighters will walk away with their first as well. All the credit in the world to Talon Barzelfi, 19 years old.
Yeah, and what heart coming out for this third round. You know, he's had a rough couple of rounds, but he's still looking down. You know, he's looking game.
I'll be honest, at 19, I was struggling to wake up for class, let alone getting inside of a cage.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, he's gonna have to make some big changes in this third round in order to steal this fight. But, you know, he's come out, he's taken the center, and he's firing some offense. That was a beautiful body kick right there. Unfortunately, I feel like he's taking too long to return his hands. You know, that's when he's getting tagged on those counters. Beautiful scramble there. Nice job there. He faked low, he threw the high kick.
And speaking of Barzelfi today, he really is, he's just so mature beyond his years, such a pleasant guy to talk to. Definite bright future, but it is Maritza right now that is in complete control and has been, and we might see a finish here.
Heavy ground and pound from Maritza, but great job from Barzelfi to get back up to his feet. He's just not able to set those takedowns up with the offense of Maritza. And Maritza's pushing the pace here.
Final minute of the third round.
Beautiful knee to the body.
Right now, Barzelfi, it's all about survival.
Yeah, you know, last 45 seconds right there. Oh, mouth guard's out. Heavy blows from Maritza. He's really trying to finish this fight here. And hats off to Barzelfi for still fighting back. You know, many people could have found a way out in those positions that he was just in, but he is still fighting to the very end.
Taking this fight the distance, I mean, some say there's no moral victories, but it certainly could be for Barzelfi. Meanwhile, Jacob Maritza and Reno Academy of Combat, I don't think you could have drawn this fight up any better in the way it's gone, besides scoring a finish. Oh!
Spinning heel kick from Maritza, and it looks to me, I mean, I don't see any way it isn't the first win for Maritza.
Well, definite style points at the end. You see Maritza frustrated that he couldn't finish the fight, but that really speaks to the grit of Barzelfi. As we go back to check out some of the action from the third round, and it's really more of the same from the first two rounds. Maritza just picking his shots.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the composure of Maritza. You know, even in these positions right here, you know, he didn't leave himself exposed for Barzelfi to come back into this fight. He was very composed, he picked his strikes, he was very intelligent with his offense, and I think he looked phenomenal for all three of these rounds.
You can tell that kick at the end, that's one of those he's been waiting to try.
Yeah, he got nothing left to lose.
Absolutely not. As we await the decision from the judges, coming up tonight in the main event, the light heavyweight amateur championship is on the line. Two fighters who, in my opinion, very close to turning pro. We could see their final amateur fights tonight. Ian Russell and Ryan Finidao. Russell 4-1, Finidao coming in 8-1. That will close out the amateur card as we head in to UFC Fight Pass tonight for A125 at 8 p.m. Pacific. As we check out the fight recap here over the course of 3 rounds, second fight of the night that has gone the distance, and rinse and repeat for Jacob Maritza.
We're only 2 fights in, and I got a feeling this canvas is going to be blood red by the end of the night.
Well, if it's not by the main event of the main card, Kevin Felipe and Nick Maximov will certainly take care of that. Let's go to Garrett Fertig for the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the conclusion of 3 rounds, we go to your judges at cage side for the decision. All 3 judges, Brandon Salcido, Dan Mobley, and Chad Shepard, see it the same, 30-26. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Jacob Maritza.
Not much else we can say about this performance. Truly masterful. Reno Academy of Combat's Jacob Maritza with his first victory as a mixed martial artist. Congratulations to him on such a tremendous performance, and for Talon Barzelfi, such a learning experience. Looking forward to seeing more of him.
Look at these shots, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
Set now to make his way to the cage, Romello Cornish.
Romello Cornish coming in tonight with an amateur record of 1 win and 2 losses. Started his mixed martial arts training 6 years ago, but he's been boxing all the way since high school. Tonight is his first fight in 8 months. And he told me he used the 8 months off essentially to refocus, to really get centered on his footwork, commanding center, because his previous 2 fights have gone to decision, and they're losses that he realized he made too many mistakes where he could have actually had finishes, didn't get them, and ended up losing the decision. So he decided to step away for a little bit, continue training, and tonight he makes his return, looking to even up his record at 2-2.
Yeah, and that's really smart on his behalf. You know, that's the beauty of these amateur fights. It's all a learning experience. Once you turn professional, your record doesn't matter. Now's the time to be getting those losses, to be making those gains, to be taking those steps back when you need it to get the training in. And, you know, I'm really excited to see what changes he has made coming in here tonight.
And obviously every fighter wants to have a dominant record, but like you said, Corey, when you're an amateur, there's no money involved, so you just need to get as good as you possibly can, learn from every single loss, every single experience, as we await his opponent.
His opponent making his way, Jacob Pettigo.
Well, speaking of layoffs, Jacob Rocket Pettigo, tonight is his first fight since June of 2023. He took some time off to catch up with life financially. He said, look, I never stopped training at Team Alpha Male. I just needed some time off from fighting. And he said, yeah, the time away was difficult, but I'm still only 22, and I feel so much more focused and centered than I was just a year and a half ago. And he credits the likes of Hector Fajardo, who we'll see in our co-main event tonight. He said he has made me the most well-rounded fighter possible, and not going to argue with him there, Corey.
Yeah, like you said, this is another guy that probably benefited from taking a step back.
Yeah.
You know, he's on a 3-fight skid. As you said, amateurs don't really matter, but at the same time, you know, it can be a little demoralizing. And Rocket's one of those guys, he's always upbeat, he's always super excited, he always wants to fight, and I think it's a testament to his corners to have also made him take that step back and, you know, make those changes, be training up. You know, he's got a great team over at Team Alpha Male, and I'm hoping that he's really able to have made those changes coming in here tonight.
I'm in tonight 1-3, and he said, look, my grappling's improved, but people pay to be entertained. I want to entertain them. I want to strike. Let's go to Garrett Fertig for the official announcement.
A1 Combat continues our prelims with bantamweight action set for 3 3-minute rounds presented by NorCal Recycling in Roseville. We now introduce first the Punch Edibles blue corner, standing 5'9", weighing 136.1 pounds, holding an amateur record of 1-2, representing Mars MMA from Dublin, California, Romello Cornish. Now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner, standing 5'5", weighing 134.6 pounds, 1-3 early in his amateur career, representing Team Alpha Male from Sacramento, California, by way of Bowling Green, Kentucky, Jacob Rocket Pettigo. Your referee, David Shirley.
David Shirley with the assignment for this fight.
Timekeeper, judge, motherfucker, judge. All right.
Shirley mic'd up
All
for
right,
this
fighter,
fight.
you ready? Fighter, you ready? Let's go.
The Rocket strong, following a fancy tonight, and he's controlling center very early on.
I was going to say aggressive on that initial left touch. Heavy blows from both sides.
Oh, nice counter punch there, the right hand by Cornish.
Beautiful takedown from Jacob Pettigo. He's been working a lot with Cody Linton, you know, on his wrestling, so he's really closing that gap. Obviously a karate specialist by nature against the boxing of Cornish. But that was a beautiful timing on that takedown, but he's got to be careful of this triangle. Cornish is throwing that straight up. He's got that arm control. He's landing some heavy blows from the bottom. And these are the 3-minute rounds that we talked about, because both of these guys have had more amateur fights.
Right. Cornish coming in 1 and 2, Pedigo coming in 1 and 3.
Per the camo rules, but
Cornish throwing some right hands there while he's got that right arm locked in as well.
and this is great. That's the thing with these positions. Like, Pedigo's doing a great job of posturing, defending the choke, but he is having to eat offense in the meantime. So great job from Cornish to use that position to his advantage, but Pedigo is now back in that full guard and safe from those submissions currently.
Both Cornish and Pedigo told me this morning they both wanted to stand and strike, and now we see impressive grappling here from both of these men early on, just halfway into round 1.
Great head positioning from Pedigo, using that to control Cornish as he follows the hips with his. And following that hip line is going to stop Cornish from being able to throw up those arm bars, triangles, and everything. But, you know, we're going to need to see a little bit of offense here. There you go. Big shots from Pedigo on top. Cornish is going to have to work to get those hips back to the cage so he can work back up to his feet. As I say, he does so, but Pedigo's doing a great job of keeping his hips in line with his and using that head positioning to make it really difficult for Cornish to get that hip angle and start working up or firing offense.
Constant movement here by Pedigo as well. You saw Cornish attempting to get the underhooks in, and Pedigo able to evade. Spending the majority of this first round here.
Great job from Cornish. He's got that. Oh, he nearly got that foot on the hip. If he could get his feet on the hips of Pedigo, he could perhaps create some distance and some space to start working back up to his feet.
Toes out of the face.
Heavy strike from Pedigo as Cornish works up back to his feet.
Pedigo turning this into a firefight as he charged in there.
Both guys definitely looking night and day different to when we last saw them. Beautiful combinations from Pedigo, but Cornish is doing a great job also. Beautiful straight right.
Pedigo's really throwing caution to the wind. I mean, he is firing away, but leaving himself open to counter punches. What an exciting first round.
Yeah, definitely. What a way to open up this fight. You know, both guys are definitely coming out here hungry. Obviously, I would say Pedigo took that round, but Cornish had some amazing combinations at the start, which did lead to Pedigo shooting that double leg.
He definitely had some standout moments, did Cornish, but you're right. I mean, Pedigo, for the better half of the first round, was in control here. Impressive striking here early on in the first round, and then Pedigo shot in successfully.
Great job from Cornish, though, securing that triangle position. Both guys are showing a phenomenal display of skill on both the feet and on the ground.
This is our third fight of the amateur card, third fight of 11 bantamweight clash here. Romello Cornish in the black and Pedigo in the black shaded with gray.
All right, boys, round 2.
Big kick from Romello. Pedigo's just doing a great job of controlling that center and using his footwork to pressure Cornish back towards that cage. Nice job from Cornish mixing those kicks up, though. We have leg kicks. He's using those push kicks for range. Really impressed with both guys here. Ooh.
Wait a minute, that'll do it! The Rocket! Jacob Pedigo!
With the knockout.
With a lightning quick knockout. Quite frankly, we didn't even see the angle of it. I believe it may have been a right uppercut, but I could be wrong about that.
I'm sure we're gonna get a replay here real quick.
They call him the Rocket for a reason. Jacob Pedigo, his first time in the cage in a year and a half, scores the second victory of his young career. And let's check out the
hook.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Beautiful.
It was a left hook.
Check hook, yeah.
Look at this perfect angle, and down goes Cornish. And we said in the first round, Pedigo was taking risks. He was throwing caution to the wind. He was firing away, and that ended up being the reason he walks away with a win.
Both guys, you know, they were throwing down. Unfortunately, sometimes that leaves you open to those counter strikes. And yeah, that was a beautiful placement from Jacob Pedigo there to get that check hook knockout.
Jacob Pedigo taking home an impressive knockout. To everyone at Team Alpha Male, he now moves to 2-3. This being his second victory, his second knockout. And he told me this morning, he said, Johnny, people pay to be entertained. I want to get a knockout. And you can't blame him for being elated. What a performance. What a fearless performance by Jacob Pedigo.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. You know, that kid came out here from Kentucky, chasing a dream, and you know, it's been a long time coming for him. So I'm really happy to see how happy he is in there.
And he's incredibly humble as we check out the fight recap. And he came over to thank you as well, because obviously I'm sure, you know, you being at Team Alpha Male all the time, giving some wisdom as well. And as we check out this action here, and just hot and heavy here.
I've done quite a bit of work with Jacob over the years, but like I say, he works with my partner Hector, and yeah, I'm really happy for the kid. I believe he yelled, "Thanks, Mom," as the gym mother.
The gym mother. I did not realize that was your role, but hey.
I got a few.
They're lucky to have you. Jacob, the Rocket Pedigo, with the victory as we go to Garrett's first.
The end comes suddenly at 34 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner by knockout, Jacob Rocket Pedigo.
There was jet fuel in that Rocket's left hook as Jacob Pedigo with a victory tonight for A1 Combat on the amateur prelims.
Look at these shots, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Wow! Super DJ Express has landed in the United States.
We now welcome Brandon Aravello.
It's now time for action in the lightweight division. Before training in mixed martial arts, Brandon Aravello was a backyard fighter for about 3-4 fights, and then he decided it was time to take his skills to the next level. He found standalone MMA in Chico 3 years ago, and now feels like he's the best striker he's ever been, and he feels like he's more disciplined, more patient. Comes in tonight at 1-1, his one victory being a knockout. Very intriguing individual to talk to. He doesn't have a lot to say, but he is very, very focused. He told me this morning, he said, look, there's no plan B for me. He said, I wasn't a good student. I don't have a dream of working a 9 to 5. I need to make progress. I need to make this my career. So he's putting a lot of pressure on himself.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that could be great for a fighter, but like you said, there's no pressure at the amateur levels. But I'll be excited to see him coming back off of that decision loss. You know, his win was by a TKO in round 2. So, you know, perhaps we're in for another exciting finish here tonight.
Certainly hope so. Aravello makes his entrance to the cage, and now his opponent.
Set to make his way, Josh Rinker.
As an amateur, you need to stay hungry and ready, and Joshua Rinker is exactly that. Coming off a unanimous decision victory just 2 months ago at A124, stayed in camp, jumped at the opportunity to get right back in the cage tonight. He considers his style to be very elusive and feint-oriented. His game plan tonight, he wants to keep the fight vertical. Much like Jacob Pedigo, he wants to have an exciting finish. Coming in tonight 2-1 with a knockout. Training at MMA Gold, this is Josh Rinker.
Yeah, and you know, Thomas Fowler in his corner also. We saw one of his fighters previously. You know, like we mentioned, he's got a lot of fighters on here tonight, and I'm sure we're going to see some phenomenal striking out of him.
Rinker's he's a very interesting athlete. He played basketball all through high school, but he said all I really cared about was dunking on people. Which at 5'11", that's a very difficult. You need to have a next level vertical to dunk at 5'11".
I was going to say, we're probably going to see some real athleticism here tonight then.
Yeah, on top of that, he's trained in Muay Thai. He's all about being just an explosive striker, and he really wants to keep this fight standing. Does not want to let it go to the scorecards. And very, very interesting individual here as we go back to Garrett Fertin.
We now move to lightweight action, presented by Cap City Honda, set for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, the Punch Edibles blue corner, standing 5'9", weighing 154.3 pounds, 1 win, 1 loss as an amateur, representing standalone MMA from Chico, California, Brandon Arevalo. And now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner, standing 5'11", weighing 155.6 pounds, returning to A1 Combat 2-1 with 1 knockout, representing MMA Gold from Auburn, California, Josh the Rinks Rinker. Your referee, Wayne Phillips.
Rinker sporting the Movember mustache as well. A lot of tremendous sponsors tonight. Thank you to Perfect Union Presents Punch Edibles. Go to punchedibles.com. It is a punch that will feel oh so good. As we are underway here, Rinker in the black, Arevalo in the white with the dethrone in black letters. Once again, another 3 rounds here at 3 minutes each.
Nice leg kicks from Rinker. Both guys kind of filling out a little bit, you know, but like we mentioned previously, we've got the extra minute in these rounds and kind of allows them to do so. Beautiful up jab there from Rinker, knocking back the head of Arevalo. Rinker doing a good job of controlling the center, kind of slowly walking down Arevalo. As I say that, obviously they switch up, but
Rinker said he was going to utilize the feints as certainly early on.
Beautiful jab. That jab from Rinker is money. It's landing every single time. Stance switching on that inside leg kick. Really smooth.
Aggressive discipline here early on. Arevalo, strong group of fans here, though, cheering him on here in Sacramento. He's right.
Yeah, and he's starting to walk down Rinker. I just think a little bit more offense would make it a little easier for him to walk Rinker down and maybe negate that jab a little bit of Rinker. Beautiful low kick. And those are heavy. Those are going to add up.
Arevalo said he's been a fighter his whole life, and he realized he could have just stayed fighting in backyards, but he had no technique. And we're seeing a lot of discipline here from both fighters, and the clock was actually incorrect. This is 2-minute round. So that'll do it for the first round.
Yeah, and that's due. I was going to question it, but I didn't want to say anything. That's due to the fact that they have under 3 fights, which is also why we see them wearing the shin pads, which we do not see with the more experienced amateurs per the camo commission rules. So perhaps shouldn't have been feeling out as much as we touched on.
Well, nonetheless, very evenly paced first round. I mean, Rinker was landing some jabs early on, and Aravello, though, had some good counters. Difficult to call for that first round.
Yeah, I'd say maybe Rinker just purely based on slightly more significant strikes being landed. I'd like to see more offense from the Aravello corner. But you know, we've got 2 rounds left to work.
Also coming up tonight, A1 Combat Amateur Welterweight title is at stake. Majali Gay taking on Miles Robinson, 2 undefeated welterweights. Second round underway.
There you go, Rinker looking a little bit more offensive as we come out in this second round. I like the way he's mixing his kicks in with his hands. You know, it's not just naked kicks one at a time, which we're kind of seeing from Aravello a little bit. Nice job from Aravello to close the distance. He's got his double underhooks, potentially looking for a body lock or a takedown, or just to control Rinker. Not sure.
Rinker doing a good job of avoiding the underhooks, and now he gets free. Halfway through the second round.
Great job from Rinker to not just negate that grappling position, but also immediately get back to maintaining that center of the octagon. Aravello has great pressure when walking forward, but he's not firing any offense or giving Rinker anything to respect. I feel like if we saw some combinations from him, this would be a completely different fight.
If we're going off of effective aggression, it would be Rinker. He's really dictating the pace, switching stances, landing more shots. Nice leg kick there by Aravello.
Those leg kicks of Aravello are beautiful. They're adding up. Nice. Straight in with that combination and closing the distance. I'm going to assume that he's looking to control this clinch position or get the takedown. We saw him go towards this in the last round. But these 2-minute rounds just make it so hard to secure those positions.
And you go back to the beginning of the second round where Rinker landed a few jabs early on, a combination as well, leg kick. I mean, that pays dividends in these short rounds.
Yeah, I would definitely say Rinker's up too. You know, we've got more significant strikes, we've got better, like, not necessarily better control, but he's doing a good job of pressing forward with his combinations. Like I said, I think Aravello is doing a great job of pressuring Rinker. He's just not really firing much offense while doing so. And he's not utilizing his grappling exchanges to really, like, secure a takedown, too much dirty boxing with knees. But small changes that the corner's likely making as we speak. Like, he's got one more round to go out there and really stamp on the fight.
Nonetheless, though, impressive discipline from both fighters. Like, the previous fight, that was a firefight. I mean, no fear, plenty of risks. This is really more calculated on behalf of both Aravello and Rinker. But let's see who turns it up here in the third round.
Last round, fight!
Third and final round, here we go. Lightweight clash here. We go live on UFC Fight Pass tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific for A1 Combat 25.
Beautiful kicks from Rinker. He's doing a great job keeping Aravello at range, mixing up those high kicks with those push kicks. And I like the way he's kind of faking that lead hand. Heavy shots from Aravello, but he's just not quite finding his range with them yet. Big strike from Aravello. Great job for Rinker to roll it, but he still eats some heavy blows against the cage.
Now Aravello looking to push the issue here. Final minute of the third round.
Beautiful up jab. Now he's working in his face. I feel like it could be too little too late, but he's looking a lot more comfortable in this round. Definitely got a fire lit under him, knowing that he is potentially down 2 rounds. But Rinker is also landing some great offense.
He's staying steady, yeah.
But that leg is hurting him. You can see him kind of limping on it a little bit.
Oh, right hand.
Beautiful combination.
Rinker charges right back. Another leg kick.
Those leg kicks are adding up. Yeah, nice clinch from Rinker. He's got that.
This will be a difficult decision for the judges. Very tight fight throughout these 3 rounds. Disciplined performance by both Rinker and Aravello.
Yeah, I mean, those leg kicks were doing damage. You know, Rinker's definitely feeling those, but I just feel like he did enough to steal those first 2 rounds, and a little too late for Aravello. You know, he really came into that 3rd round, but unfortunately with these 2-minute rounds and only having 3 of them, you know, I don't think it's enough to seal the deal for him tonight.
Not the finish Rinker was looking for. He considers himself to be an explosive athlete, but he did show a lot of precision, landed some combinations, hit his jabs.
Yeah, and he did great in that, you know, Aravello did great in that 3rd round, a lot to take from it. I think if he had just maybe turned it up a little bit sooner in the fight, could be a completely different story. And same with Rinker. He looked amazing in the first 2 rounds. Great precision, great timing. You know, I just think a little bit more output from both guys, and we wouldn't be struggling so much with the decision. But I'd say 2-1 for Rinker.
Aravello certainly looks very sharp compared to his prior 2 fights, and neither fighter really put themselves at risk. It's just a matter of when it comes down to the judges, you know, effective aggression, strikes landed, probably leaning more towards Rinker here as we await the decision. Let's go. Aaron Furtig should be making his way right back in.
Yep.
Here he is. Who is going to take home the W in the lightweight division? Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, for 3 rounds, we go to your judges at cage side for the decision. Your first judge, Brandon Saucedo, sees it 29-28, Aravello. Your second judge, Dan Mobley, sees it 30-27, Rinker. And your third and final judge, Chad Shepard, sees it 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Brandon Aravello.
Well, I stand mistaken. Like I said, I think if a little bit more offense from either guy, and that really could have swung the judges immensely. But both guys have a lot to take away from the fight here tonight.
Certainly do, and certainly could have gone either way, but congratulations to Brandon Aravello, moving to 2-1 as an amateur. Big win tonight as we went to the scorecards. Do not go anywhere. Coming up next, middleweight bout.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
Please welcome Bryce DeCamargo.
Born and bred on the mat. Not only wrestled in college at Cal State Bakersfield, but his father was a Carlson Gracie black belt, and he actually opened one of the first jiu-jitsu studios in the state of California back in 1994, Orange County Carlson Gracie, which is still open to this day. Bryce De Camargo coming in tonight, 3-1 as an amateur with 2 submission victories and a knockout. He'll be cornered by Brady Fink, who backed the Hall of Famer Michael Bisping for most of his UFC career, including his middleweight title run. Bryce De Camargo, very, very laser-focused individual, very talented fighter that we're about to see.
Yeah, like you mentioned, very talented fighter, 100% finish rate, coming off a rear naked choke September 28th, and he has 2 TKO finishes, so definitely got finishing capability as he comes out here tonight. You know, and he's fighting a tough opponent also in Cielo Trevino, you know, young prospect, up-and-comer, and yeah, I think it's an exceptional matchup.
And obviously growing up the way he did with his father and being so skilled in jiu-jitsu, grappling is his bread and butter, but like a lot of fighters, he said, look, man, I want to put on a striking display. I don't want to have a boring fight. I want to win. I want to score another knockout. It certainly remains to be seen, but Bryce De Camargo, out of the Yard Muay Thai, enters the cage as we await his opponent.
And now, this is Cielo Trevino.
From DMX to Montel Jordan, we could not have 2 more different personalities here in this middleweight fight. Cielo Trevino Osiguera. Just like his father, he went all the way through high school as a wrestler and started training immediately after graduating. Coming in tonight 2-2, both victories being first-round finishes. And he was actually inspired to start training by his older brother, Angelo Trevino, who is now 10-4 as a professional. And Corey, he said he's learned so much at Team Alpha Male. He said, what I would like to do tonight is stay patient. I want to keep my distance, and I plan on using my grappling skills if I have to.
Yeah, like you say, young prospect, family in the sports of, you know, experience beyond his record. And yeah, he's a very exciting fighter. He's coming off, you know, submission loss back in October 2023, so plenty of time to have taken off to make those improvements. Like we mentioned with the other fights, you know, it's amateurs, we're making improvements, we're here to get the experience, and I'm excited to see how he comes out here tonight. Both his wins are by TKO, so both guys are definitely capable of finishing the fight here.
Hoffman Excavation presents our next bout, 3-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing first, the Punch Edibles, blue corner. Standing 6 foot 2 inches tall, weighing 183.9 pounds, holding an amateur record of 3 wins, 1 loss, with 1 of his 3 wins coming by submission, representing Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and the Yard Muay Thai from Sacramento, California, Bryce De Camargo. Now introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles, red corner. Standing 5'11", weighing 183.5 pounds, 2-2 with both wins coming by first round stoppage. He represents Ultimate Fitness from Carmichael, California, Cielo Trevino. Your referee, Brian Tyler.
Brandon, you good? Doc, you good? Derek, you good? Mouthpiece? Mouthpiece? Now you take a step back for me. All right, gentlemen, round 1. Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Let's fight.
Our 5th fight of the amateur card, scheduled for 11, is now underway. 3-minute rounds for this one, Corey.
Yeah, and straight off, we've got Bryce Camargo controlling that center, and he actually takes a shot on Cielo Trevino. Big double leg lift and slam. Great job passing. Like, Cielo's got to be careful hanging on to that guillotine. He is susceptible to a Von Flue here, and it does look like Camargo is aware of that as he squeezes here.
You see the right arm there.
Great job from Camargo trapping that guillotine. If you notice, he's trapping it with his left shoulder, and that's allowing him to really apply pressure to this Von Flue position.
Now, to get the Von Flue, Corey, does Cielo, what exactly does De Camargo have to do? Does he have to get more of an angle with his upper body?
Yeah, it's created with, your head pressure and your shoulder pressure. So, you know, depending on the angle you're at, this mounted position is going to be hard. He's actually fighting out of the guillotine.
Yeah.
He would have been better off staying inside control or that half guard position that they were in. But it looks like Trevino's been able to release that guillotine, which does free him from the Von Flu, but it does mean that Camargo is now on top with Trevino's legs pinned together, and he's landing heavy blows. Wrist trap
Watch
there
the back
for
of the head.
Camargo. Beautiful grappling from Camargo there. He's doing a great job of really riding those hips of Trevino and maintaining a dominant position.
An easy transition to the back. One hook already locked in.
And he's got that wrist trap on the left side, which is allowing him to have a bit better balance, allow him to land some offense. He's now got both hooks in, flattening out Trevino, and he's got a minute 20 to do damage here.
Very patient by De Camargo. And now he's just really just wailing away target practice here on Trevino. Oh, this could be over in a hurry, and it is! Bryce De Camargo with textbook grappling into a litany of strikes, moving to 4-1.
Yeah, beautiful grappling on display there for Bryce De Camargo. You know, he did a beautiful job of maintaining a dominant position whilst landing offense and not really, he didn't get too overzealous, which would allow him to lose that position, and he just had a beautiful control.
Well, he said he wanted to put on a striking display, but quite frankly, he did a little bit of everything there. A powerful takedown early on by De Camargo. Almost had the Von Flu locked in, stayed patient, stayed diligent, transitioned easily to the back, and then mounted the back, and that was the beginning of the end as we see punches and bunches here. The official had no choice but to stop this fight. Almost 2 minutes into the first round. Bryce De Camargo maintains his 100% finish rate. Now moving to 4-1, I should say, with his second knockout. And the owner of the Uphill exclusive cannabis brand is going to have even more reason to celebrate as we go to Garrett Fertig for the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Brian Tyler steps in and waves off the contest. 1 minute, 55 seconds of the very first round. Declaring your winner by TKO, Bryce De Camargo.
We've seen some very impressive performances thus far on the amateur card. Let's add one more to the list. Bryce De Camargo moving to 4-1 in the middleweight division.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
Making his A1 combat debut, Garman Doev.
Garman Doev coming in tonight undefeated, 3-0. One of them being via submission, moved to the U.S. from his native Russia back in 2022. He's a man of very few words, but I did find out he's a high-level wrestler, and after speaking with him, he plans on making every possible attempt to take his opponent down tonight. Also competing on the amateur card later on this evening, David Mistulov, his teammate, also from Russia. They both moved to the U.S. only a few months apart from each other. Doev, very stoic, very focused. Training out of American Combat Academy, San Jose. So clearly learning from the absolute best, and Cain Velasquez and many others. Doev is ready for this 140-pound catchweight fight.
And now we welcome Ethan Richardson.
The Equalizer. A124 was a showing of perseverance for Ethan Richardson. Had his hand raised with a rear naked choke in the second round, and he said flat out, I was getting dominated in that fight on the ground. But he showed so much grit, had a great transition to the back, and the purple belt in jiu-jitsu scored the stoppage. As his opponent did not want to continue, he comes in tonight also undefeated, 2-0 with a knockout and a submission victory. He's trained since the age of 15, focuses heavy on jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, and he wants to pressure Doev as quickly as possible. Ethan Richardson is a very entertaining individual.
Yeah, he's definitely bringing the energy in here tonight. Yeah, like you say, it's contagious, but that kid lives in the gym.
Yeah.
He works really hard. His last fight was in September on A124, so he's staying active, and yeah, I'm really excited to see these two prospects go at it tonight.
And he looks even different than he did 2 months ago. A lot leaner, perhaps a little stronger. As both fighters are ready, let's go to Fertig.
A1 Combat continues our prelims now with a 140-pound contract weight bout brought to you by Aloha Electric Sign Company. Set for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, the Punch Edibles blue corner. Standing 5'6", weighing 140.5 pounds, making his A1 Combat debut undefeated at 3-0, with one of his 3 wins coming by submission. Representing American Kickboxing Academy from Russia, he fights out of Milpitas, California, Garman Doev. And now introduces his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. At 5'9", his official weight 138 pounds even. He returns to A1 Combat, also undefeated with 2 wins, no losses, 1 win. Coming by submission, representing Team Alpha Male from Sacramento, California, the Equalizer, Ethan Richardson. Your referee, David Shirley.
Some fighters have a little bit of everything, and the Equalizer is one of them, Corey. He understands that yes, you want to win the fight. You need to focus on your opponent, but at the same time, you want to entertain everyone in attendance. And the Equalizer is all about that.
Yeah, definitely a character right there.
2-minute rounds here.
Southpaw stance of Ethan Richardson coming out with the fakes and feints, but Doev straight in on those grappling exchanges. Beautiful underhook, controlling Ethan against the cage.
You really couldn't have more of a contrast of personalities. I mean, Doev, regardless of how many questions I asked him, he had little interest in talking to me. Earlier today, he was just very stoic, very focused, whereas the Equalizer could have sat there for about 2 hours. Oh, wow.
Hooks in for Ethan. He's on the back, but Doev does a great job of reading the movement and turning into Ethan's full guard.
Close out of the cage.
Now you'd imagine Doev probably looking to pass guard here if he can, but
yeah, beautiful job. He's working his knee, and he's looking like he's going to go for like a knee cut kind of pass, but he's doing a good job of controlling Richardson against the cage. Richardson doing a good job of fishing for submissions and giving Doev something to respect, which kind of stops him from landing some offense there. Great job for Richardson to work back up to his feet.
Doev continuing the aggression. Ooh, head kick.
Beautiful double leg from Doev. Beautiful timing there as Richardson rushes. And that's kind of like the downside to having that eagerness of Richardson. You know, He's very excitable. He loves to swing. He loves to scrap, but that does leave him open to things like this.
Well, Richardson took his base away. It made it so much easier for the double leg there.
Yeah, exactly. And Dove's doing a great job of controlling Richardson, which is going to wear him down and kind of get rid of a little bit of that excitable energy. But Richardson's doing a great job of keeping his hips active. He's moving. He's looking to set up submissions. You know, he's stuffing the head of Doev here, potentially hoping to set up a guillotine off of that. Not too sure. Just controlling. What a first round for both guys. You know, I think Dove's definitely shown his hand, his game plan. Obviously to take down Richardson, and he's had success with that in the first round, so Richardson's going to have to make those adjustments coming out here for the second.
And one thing we certainly learned last time out about Richardson, it doesn't matter the situation, he's not going to get shook. I mean, he was essentially being out-grappled in his previous fight and ended up scoring a submission victory. So he can certainly turn things around in this fight as we go back to check out the action here. Beautiful roll through there. And then Doev essentially maintaining control and then putting an emphasis with the takedown.
Yeah, exactly. Great display from both guys. Zoev obviously controlling the vast majority of that first round, but like you mentioned, Richardson is very active off of the bottom and in those grappling exchanges also, and definitely not counting him out in this fight in those grappling positions.
Richardson said this morning, he said, look, I love throwing caution to the wind, but against someone as disciplined as Doev, you might want to have second thoughts about that.
Close that in, Blue. Close your hands.
Doev in the gray, Richardson in the black.
Beautiful timing on that takedown again for Doev. And Richardson is doing a good job of controlling the center of the cage and pressuring Doev, but Doev has perfect timing on when Richardson tries to engage on those combinations, and it allows him to set up those takedowns.
Richardson, good job avoiding the transition in the back there.
Beautiful,
back to his feet.
Beautiful job from Richardson to get the underhook on his left side. Heavy hook on the break. Someone's bleeding.
Another takedown here. Difficult to see.
I believe it's Doev. Richardson in on that guillotine, but Doev is on the correct side of the body to defend it. And as we mentioned in the previous fight,
actually, I think it's the mouth of Richardson. Oh, okay.
We got a blood trail from Doev's forehead as he pushes back against, pushes Richardson up against the cage. Richardson's doing a great job of staying active and working back up to his feet in these positions. So although he is giving those takedowns, he is resilient enough to keep insisting on getting back up to his feet. And a great job of reversing with that underhook for Richardson. Heavy strikes from Doev on the break.
Oh, what a shot by the equalizer! But Doev undeterred, and now a takedown.
Great job from Doev. You know, he realized he was in danger, and immediately his natural reaction was to shoot. This is going to give him the time he needs to recover here. But beautiful striking from Richardson.
That was a shot that Richardson truly needed, as Doev has been in control for the majority of these 2 rounds.
Buggy choke attempt from Richardson here. I'm not sure that's in, but you know, it's eating away that last 10 seconds of the round, and what a round 2, Johnny.
Absolutely was. Let's see where that gash, like I think you called it correctly. It is on the forehead. When it happened, I'm not quite sure. Perhaps a knee?
I think perhaps a mistargeted knee on one of the takedown entries. But he may have been bleeding prior to that, so I'm unsure from this vantage point.
Action-packed second round here as we go back to check out the highlights. Oh, it may have been right there.
That shin right there, that was what I was talking about. So the knee did miss, luckily, so it was not an illegal blow. And Doev technically shot into it anyway. But yeah, I think that split open the forehead of Doev.
Powerful combination there, and then
there's that overhand left that landed off Ethan to drop Doev coming in towards the end of that second round. And that was a much closer round 2.
Absolutely was, yeah. In all likelihood, Doev in control here as far as the scorecards go. Ethan Richardson, vital round for him to make something happen.
Time from the Doev corner. either looking to clean the blood out of his eye or get a doctor to check that cut that's on his eyebrow.
Don't move. Stop. Listen to the doctor.
Doev's ready to go.
All right, boys. Let's go.
Third and final round underway.
Big head kick from Ethan. Oh, and he jumps him with that straight left again.
Nice jab there by Richardson, but Doev, ever resilient, right back to his feet.
Beautiful job from Richardson to get that underhook, but Doev active with those leg reaps and able to finish that body lock takedown.
Doev transition to the back in. Richardson.
This is smart from Doev's, from Doev's side. Obviously, Richardson has landed some heavy blows and has given him some significant damage. So, big lift.
One hook in.
Great job from Doev staying active on the back here, landing some strikes. He's going to open up these positions against Richardson, giving him something to think about.
And with these 2-minute rounds, we're already halfway through, and it's essentially been all Doev in this third. Once again, another takedown.
Great resilience from Doev here. And Richardson also, like say, he's staying active, he's moving, he's against the cage, he's starting to work back up to his feet.
And Richardson, he's landed a few heavy shots, but was really unable to capitalize immediately, and Doev is able to rebound.
Well, the issue you had is he was trying to capitalize, but he was kind of overexerting himself a little bit, and leaving those openings for Doev to take him down. And like I say, this is the smartest fight for Doev currently. He's riding Richardson, he's controlling these positions, he's eating away at the clock, and he's landing strikes doing so. And this is potentially going to steal him the fight. So,
yeah.
But great job from Richardson staying active, trying to set up submissions still. But unfortunately, we're in that last 10 seconds of the round, and this round's definitely gone towards Doev, and I think we argued the first in his favor also. But
very high takedown percentage for Doev throughout the 3 rounds as well. As we're going to go to the scorecards. Highly competitive here, though. In this 140-pound catchweight fight, both fighters certainly had their moments.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a highly competitive, well-matched fight. And both guys performing way beyond their experience.
Beautiful shot there by Ethan Richardson, but German Doev, just a picture of resilience, able to bounce back every time.
Yeah, pure dominance in the wrestling department for Doev. Richardson with some phenomenal striking and some very easy things to correct for his corner and his team when he leaves here tonight. So I'm very impressed with both guys, and I'm very excited to follow the rest of their career.
It really speaks to the conditioning of German Doev as well. Just to be able to respond so quickly. Both of those, the second round, Richardson landed a strong left. Third round, same thing. But German Doev really was undeterred. He just was able to jump right back into a takedown.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a testament to the wrestling experience. He was he was hurt. He was wobbled, but he was so confident in his technique that he kind of almost go on like natural instincts and that muscle memory, and he was able to shoot beautifully timed takedowns regardless of his physical state.
Well, somebody's O has got to go in this fight as we check out the highlights from our 5th fight on the amateur card. Ethan Richardson, German Doev. Both fighters certainly had some highlight-worthy moments, but for the most part, German Doev dominated control time, high takedown percentage. As Garrett Fertig enters the cage with the official scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to your judges at cage side here at A1 Combat 25 for the decision. Your first judge, Chad Shepard, sees it 30-27 Doev. Your second judge, Daniel Mobley, sees it 29-28 Richardson. And your third and final judge, Brandon Salcido sees it 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Garman Doev.
Very competitive fight between Garman Doev and Ethan Richardson. But it went to a split decision, but it was very difficult to argue with that choice. Doev, so disciplined, so precise, tremendous performance. Congratulations to him as he remains undefeated, moving to 4-0.
Yeah, and I guess that just makes the argument of, look, Richardson did land more significant strikes, dropping Doev. There was a lot more damage on the behalf of Richardson, so I could see why a judge would give it to him, but like you say, I think Doev can be happy with that result here tonight.
Certainly well-deserved, but great performance by Richardson as well. We'll be right back.
Nice. Look at these shots, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
Making his amateur debut, this is Jesus Garcia.
It's now time for welterweight action. And this young man's journey to the cage started at the age of 12 when he donned boxing gloves for the first time. But life circumstances took over, and it wasn't until the age of 30 when he was walking with his young children by the Faber Family Fight Academy in Ukiah, and he took his kids in to try it out. Not only did they start training, but they eventually convinced Daddy to get involved, and now he is a 3-stripe blue belt, ready to make his amateur debut. And I know his kids are watching at home right now, so I need to say hello to Jesus Jr., Gabriel, Cassidy, and Santiago. They're all very proud of their dad. Not easy to make your debut when you're in your early 30s, but all the credit in the world to Jesus Garcia.
Yeah, what a story. Yeah, really excited to see what he brings out here tonight. And like you say, age is just a number. Uriah will tell you that anytime he's not here tonight, but
I tell myself that every day.
Uriah. 40-year-old is still keeping up with the teenagers.
Somehow Uriah still looks like he's in his mid-20s after over 50 professional fights. It's a walking miracle. Let's go for his opponent.
We now welcome Jake Carter.
Well, if you're looking for someone who has been dominant thus far, look no further than Jake Carver. 61 seconds. That's the longest any of his opponents have lasted thus far over the course of his 3 fights. He has steamrolled his way to a 3-0 record with 3 first-round finishes, 2 knockouts, and a submission. He gives all credit to everyone at Tom Fallon MMA, every training partner he works with. And the reason he started training there, essentially, he said, look, the gym was very close to my house. I wanted to see if I could have any kind of skill set in mixed martial arts. And Corey, we clearly know that answer. He has just mauled every single opponent thus far. He's a very aggressive fighter.
Yeah, exactly. With 100% first-round finishes, you know, it's definitely a tough test for Garcia here in your amateur debut. So, you know, yeah, very excited to see what Carver is going to bring out here tonight and see if he can continue that domination and get a finish here.
And this may be a welterweight fight, but right now Jake Carver does not look like he's 170. He is a powerful individual. As we're all set, Carver, Garcia, welterweight clash.
Center Factory now presents welterweight action, 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, the Punch Edibles blue corner, standing 5'11", weighing 171.2 pounds, making his A1 Combat and amateur debut, representing Fajeda Family Fight Academy from Ukiah, California, Jesus Garcia. And now he introduces his opponent, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner, standing 6'1", weighing 168.5 pounds, undefeated at 3-0 with all 3 wins, coming by first round stoppage, including a 35-second submission victory and 2 knockouts. Representing Thomas Fallon MMA from Sacramento, California, please welcome Jake Carver. Your referee, Wayne Phillips.
Fight, you ready? Are you ready? Fight!
It's never easy to make your debut, but is Jesus Garcia jumping from the pan into the fire? But quick takedown here on Carver.
Great timing on catching that kick and sweeping Carver. But Carver did a great job of jumping straight back up to his feet, and he just landed a heavy check hook on Garcia. But Garcia is...
Oh! Just like that! Forget about 61 seconds. How about 20? Jake Carver steamrolls his way to a 4-0 record as Jesus Garcia threw caution to the wind. He charged in, and that was all she wrote. Jake Carver, boy, does he have a bright future, and let's hope Jesus Garcia is okay as the medical team is checking up on him.
What an active 20 seconds. Like I say, Garcia looked great coming out, you know, in the bell, but great job from Carver timing that heavy blow. Jeez.
Well, credit to Garcia. He set the tone early on. He scored the takedown, but you could see Carver was really unfazed. He stayed patient. He knew the opening was going to be there. And when you have the power that Carver has, we just saw all it takes is one, and this fight's over.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait here a minute whilst the doctors tend to Garcia, who's starting to come around a bit.
Is Carver saying a prayer for his opponent, as we all are certainly hoping for the best and a quick recovery here for Jesus Garcia. Just an amazing individual to speak to, a tremendous family man. You know, tonight was a really big moment for him. He told me, win or lose, he said just making that walk to the cage, it meant a lot to him as a father, and it meant a lot to him as a man. It's not easy to balance life and career and family, and just getting to the point with the Fajeda Family Fight Academy to make this walk was a massive moment for Jesus Garcia, and let's just hope he's able to walk away here relatively unscathed.
Great compassion from Carver, bless him. That's like you say, like, not the debut that Garcia was wanting, but you know, hats off to him. He came in here against a tough opponent.
Yeah.
You know, not many people would have the guts to step in here against an undefeated finisher like Carver in their first amateur debut. So
you're 100% correct. Carver's been having trouble getting an opponent. People have been dropping out because they don't want to fight him. You have to imagine how close is Carver to turning pro at this point.
yeah, exactly. He's gonna have a hard time finding opponents after that performance here tonight. But happy to see Garcia back up on his stool. And like I say, like, hats off to him. Much respect for stepping in here against such a tough opponent.
100%. And, you know, Jesus Garcia is a very tough individual, fearless man. And, well, right now he's sitting up on the stool. Let's go back and look at this lightning quick 20 seconds here. Great takedown here by Garcia. But once Carver got back to his feet, it really became a firefight. That Carver, and let's see, what was the final blow here?
Boom.
Oh, there's
check.
the right. Oh, that'll do it.
Check right. Wow.
And, you know, it really was a situation of Carver knew he could take any kind of damage from Garcia, so he just, reared back and he landed it right on the button.
And Garcia was landing also, you know, like, it's just, you know, that power of Carver right there, that was 2 heavy check rights, and what a phenomenal finish on his part.
And you look at Jake Carver, I mean, training at Thomas Fallon, clearly has tremendous sparring partners. He's so dedicated. That's now 4-0. None of his opponents have lasted longer than a minute. If he had difficulty finding opponents up until tonight, he may have to leave these amateur ranks sooner than later.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, yeah. Glad to see Garcia doing better, coming around a little bit, and
guys.
you know you're in a great fight when the whole fight is a highlight.
Absolutely, yeah. As we give Garcia the time and respect that he deserves. Well, we can preview. We still have 4 more fights left on the amateur card here. Welterweight title coming up in the co-main event. Mijali Gay taking on Miles Robinson for the welterweight title. And then, of course, in the main event, Ian Russell and Ryan Finidao for the A1 Combat Amateur Light Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
As we are now ready for the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the knockout comes at just 20 seconds of round number 1. Once again, declaring your winner and still undefeated, Jake Carver.
As we check out a bit of a fight recap. And Jesus Garcia is now standing up and smiling, giving Carver a hug. Thank goodness to Jesus Jr., Gabriel Cassidy, and Santiago. Daddy's coming home. He is just fine. As that right hand one more time in slow motion. Just as damaging as it was in real time. To every welterweight across the country, Jake Carver is coming. We'll be right back.
Look at these shots, Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
Set now, we welcome David Mistula.
The teammate of the victorious Garmandoev, David Mistulov, also moved to the United States in 2022 from his native Russia. Coming in tonight, also undefeated, 2-0 with a knockout. Also a high-level freestyle wrestler. Considers himself to be a pressure fighter. There's a reason these two are teammates, Corey. They don't have a lot to say, but they are very dangerous individuals, and it's going to be exciting to see. He's a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I don't know too much about him, but he's coming off of a decision win back in October 12th, so definitely looking to stay active as he's stepping out here tonight to get his 3rd win in the amateur division.
Also training out of AKA San Jose, one of the absolute best. So this is a middleweight clash still to come. Up next, we have the lightweights, followed by a welterweight title fight, and closing out the amateur card with a light heavyweight battle as we await Mistulov's opponents.
Ready to make his way to the cage, Matt Marlin.
It's also been an unblemished path thus far for Matthew Marlin in his career. Walks to the cage tonight 2-0 with 2 finishes, both being a second-round knockout in his debut and a second-round submission back at A120. And since his last fight, he's been training MMA Gold, so he feels like over the past 6 months, he's really turned into a different fighter. And on top of that, Corey, he wants to give a big shout out to his fellow brothers at Station 2 who are filling in for his 24-hour shift tonight with the Sacramento City Fire Department. You know, when you have to get a night off, at least he has a good excuse.
Yeah, definitely keeping the action going here on his night off. But yeah, like I say, very strong record coming in here with 1 knockout, 1 submission. Be really excited to see if we can get another, another short fight in here tonight.
Purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, trains at Granite Bay, and his previous opponent dropped out, and he said, look, I just want to fight. I'll even do it out of my weight class. And he is certainly ready as we go for the announcements.
Tonight's event is produced by Tom Anderson Presents. We move now to the middleweight division, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds, as we present first the Punch Edibles blue corner. At 5'9", his official weight 182.7 pounds. Entering undefeated at 2-0, representing American Kickboxing Academy from San Jose, California, David Mistula. And now he introduces his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 6 foot tall, weighing 185 pounds even, returning to A1 undefeated at 2 wins, no losses, with 1 win by submission, 1 by knockout, representing Granite Bay Jiu-Jitsu and MMA Gold from Sacramento, California. Please welcome Matt Marlin. Your referee, Brian Tyler.
The stage is set. David Mistulov and Matthew Marlin, both coming in tonight 2-0.
Thanks.
Garrett, I don't know if you want to.
We got Uriah Faber sat here with us. He says we're doing good.
The Hall of Famer has
all right,
just taken a seat. We'll be joined by him on UFC Fight Pass for the co-main and main event tonight.
Oh, we do have one, Brian.
Good? Okay. Dan, you good? Mouthpiece?
All right.
Mouthpiece?
Brief delay while we were waiting on the doctor
round
there.
1. Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Let's fight.
And we are underway. Marlin in the black, Mistulov in the camo green. 2-minute rounds here as both fighters are coming in at 2-0. Oh, what a takedown by Mistulov.
Marlin straight in rushing for that takedown entry, but Mistulov did a great job of reversing and getting a huge dump.
Very similar to the power we saw from Garmandoev. Mistulov able to pass guard here as well.
Great job from Marlin, working back up, turning to his knees, getting back on top, but Mistulov,
unbelievable,
relentless with that double leg.
He keeps doing this, I'm gonna have to drop some Spinebuster references.
Great control from Mistulov.
And it's not easy to move halfway across the world for a dream, and that's what Garmandoev did, and he remained undefeated. Mistulov looking to do the same. And they made it clear to me at the weigh-ins, their life is training. They don't do anything except train, eat, sleep. And we're certainly seeing it early on. But Matthew Marlin looking to mount some offense. Oh, a shot there!
That rocked him.
And now Mistulov, oh, he sees blood, and he's charging in, and that'll do it. David Mistulov maintains an undefeated record, moving to 3-0 with an absolute barrage of Matthew Marlin. My goodness, that was beyond impressive.
Yeah, and that touches back on what we were talking about earlier about how sometimes that aggression can almost be your downfall, you know? great job from Marlon. You know, he's very aggressive, pressing forward, but it just enabled Mistilov to land those counter strikes and land those heavy blows. And yeah, phenomenal performance from Mistilov.
Do you feel like Marlon became a little impatient because Mistilov was in such control and he felt the need to take that risk?
Perhaps we are looking at those shorter rounds, like, but he did come out very aggressive, so, you know, maybe he just saw the last couple fights and also wanted to come out with a bang. But, you know, great job from Mistilov, experience beyond his amateur level, and yeah, like you say, a true testament to that team. Very dominant performances from both guys.
Well, when I asked him this morning, how do you describe your style? And he just looked back at me and said, pressure fighter. And I don't think he was lying.
No, I was going to say, it's right on the money.
As we go for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Brian Tyler steps in and waves off the contest. Official time, 1 minute, 36 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by knockout, David Mistilov.
Didn't even have time to get a replay of the action there, but David Mistilov taking advantage of Marlon charging in, as we will now get some of the highlights here. And first off, 2 very powerful takedowns early on that really set the tone for the end of this fight, Corey. Now you can see this is where it was the left hook, and that's when Mistilov knew he had Marlon dead to rights.
Yeah, just pure pressure and aggression on the side of Mistilov. And that was some heavy blows as he backed Marlon up to the cage.
He just destroyed that phone booth with the right hand, and David Mistilov stays undefeated, moving to 3-0. We'll be right back.
Look at these shots, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
Ready now for our featured prelim. Please welcome Eddie McCleary.
The wild horse, Eddie McCleary, has been more than motivated to get back in the saddle after he challenged for the A1 Amateur Welterweight title back at A1 19 in March. Succumbed via submission to the undefeated Rafael Vega, who has since won his professional debut. And McCleary admits he was a bit overwhelmed back then, and it's only made him better after the past 6 months of training. And both of these fighters tonight, very interesting life stories. Eddie McCleary took off over 10 years before stepping back in the cage. Comes in tonight 3-1 overall, 100% finish rate, 2 knockouts, 1 sub. But Corey, he did come 5 pounds over, but his opponent still agreed to take the fight.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. That's yeah, great on Rulik's part for taking the fight. Shows that he's confident coming out here, but you know, sometimes that weight difference doesn't make a huge difference. And this, like we mentioned, this is amateur. It's all about experience. So, hats off to both guys stepping in here tonight, getting another fight under their belt.
And now, ready to walk that aisle, Josh Rulik.
And Josh Rulik now has everything to gain. Coming in tonight, 3-0, also undefeated. 1 knockout, 1 sub. This was initially scheduled to essentially be a #1 contenders fight for the A1 Amateur Lightweight title. But because McCleary is 5 pounds over, essentially this is Josh Rulik's opportunity to gain. If he could get past McCleary tonight, it's already been confirmed he will face Josh Schultz on February 7th at A1 26. For the lightweight championship. So massive, massive moment here for Josh Rulik. Certainly looking forward to finishing out the year strong with A125 tonight on UFC Fight Pass. And we'll see you once again, officially, February 7th, right here at the Hard Rock in Sacramento for A126. Gonna start off 2025 with a bang.
Rulik walking out in the full Muay Thai getup, so sure we're looking at a bit of striking on display here tonight, coming off of a round 2 TKO win back in February 2023 at Firepower. Yeah, like I said, like sometimes that weight difference make a huge difference. And you know, if McCleary's had a really tough cut, that could actually be a detriment to himself as opposed to an advantage. So I'm sure Rulik is not too deterred stepping in here tonight against the heavier opponents. But hats off to him for remaining professional, making the weight, and still taking the fight despite the miss.
And to your point, he does this for the love of it. He said, look, my kids are my life, my career is important to me, I just love fighting. He also took many years off, much like McCleary. So this is a battle of two grown men in their 30s fighting for the love to see how far they can get. Very intriguing battle here as we go to Garrett for a tip.
A125 presents our feature prelims, set for 3 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division, presented by Perfect Union Dispensaries. We now introduce the Punch Edibles blue corner. At 6'2", weighing 160.9 pounds, the former welterweight title challenger makes his move down to lightweight, bringing with him a record of 3 amateur wins, 1 loss, representing Brito MMA from Sacramento, California, Eddie Wild Horse McCleary. Now he introduces his opponent, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. At 5'10", weighing 155.9 pounds, his record undefeated at 3-0 with 1 submission victory and 1 by knockout, representing Toro Z Muay Thai from Folsom, California. Please welcome Josh Rulik. Your referee, Mike Beltran.
Mr. Mike Beltran drawing the assignment here. We have seen back-to-back highlight knockouts. What will McCleary and Rulik bring here?
First round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Hell, let's go.
Back to 3-minute rounds.
Watch your fingers.
I spoke too soon, commented on the Muay Thai getup of Rulik, but straight in on that wrestling. McCleary jumped that guillotine, but smart from Rulik to immediately pass those legs.
Oh, wait a minute.
What was that?
It's over.
Perhaps a rib break on the double leg?
Well, he's certainly holding his rib cage, Corey, and then we did hear Mike Beltran say it's over. I don't quite know.
I'm guessing an injury on the dump.
Well, the doctor's now checking out Eddie McCleary, but
yeah, I'm guessing a rib on that double leg dump. You know, Rulik had great timing. Perhaps the shoulder pressure caused some damage. Obviously not the way they wanted that fight to go.
No.
And wishing McCleary a speedy recovery.
Well, Eddie McCleary is certainly a warrior, but he said, look, you know, I am 37 years old. It's always unpredictable what's going to happen in the cage. Certainly, you know, with the body. But it's hard not to root for someone like the Wild Horse. Hopefully we'll see him again very soon. But congratulations to Josh Rulik. I mean, certainly not the way he expected to win, but he moves to 4-0, and it certainly appears that a lightweight title bout is in his future February 7th.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, hats off to Rulik. Like I say, unpredictable win, but should be happy regardless, and on to that title fight.
Well, we're going to check out what I'm assuming will be a very short replay here.
Okay, so we've got the slam. He's saying it's his left rib he's pointing at, is it? Or is it?
It was his right.
His right, okay. Yeah, so he's audibly complaining here. I'm guessing rib injury.
Oh, it was the left. I'm sorry.
The left.
Let's see that one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing shoulder pressure from the takedown causing a rib pop, perhaps.
Yeah, it had to be. Well, nonetheless, let's get the word.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mike Beltran steps in and wave off the contest. 21 seconds of round number 1. declaring your winner by TKO, moving to 4-0, Josh Rulik.
Congratulations to Josh Rulik. He said, look, I don't know how far I'm going to go in the cage. I just love doing this. And he's going to walk home tonight with no damage to his body, no damage to his face, but a big W on his back. Staying undefeated, Josh Rulik, we'll see you at A126.
Look at these shots, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
And now for our prelim championship co-main event, Majali Gay.
After 9 fights on this amateur card, it is now title time. The A1 Combat Amateur Welterweight title is at stake. And when you have natural athleticism combined with supreme fight intellect, you have a very bright future ahead. Look no further than this man, Majali Gay. Not only is he an undefeated striker coming in tonight, 4-0 with 2 knockouts, he's also about to take his LSAT for law school this spring. And if that's not busy enough, Corey, I know you're going to love this as someone who rescues animals as well. He and his girlfriend have 5 pet lizards, 5 pet snakes, 4 pet hound dogs, and a Labrador just to round out the group. Their names are Hendrix, Hayes, Heaven, Hank, and Skoogie.
Sounds like my kind of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, I'm really excited for this fight. I've said that about every fight, and they've all delivered. But yeah, like you say, finishing capability from Majali, and like you say, a very intelligent man also, which does play a part in fighting with your fight IQ. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what approach he's going to take here tonight.
Tremendous future for both of these individuals, and you know, when you own 4 hound dogs, that's just a lot of ears running around.
Yeah, definitely. It keeps you busy. I got 3 of my own right now. I've rehomed probably 4 or 5 so far. So definitely respect to him for that.
Tremendous individual to have a conversation with. I said, you know, what's your game plan? He said, it's simple. I want to win. I want to take the title. I want to bring him home to my pets and get a good night's sleep. So let's see if Majali Gay can pull that off, because he's also facing an undefeated opponent in his own right. Incredibly balanced arsenal from Majali Gay. Strong grappler, dangerous striker. Training at Super MMA, 10th Planet Riverside, as well as Bangkok-style Muay Thai. Majali Gay ready for battle.
And now, please welcome Miles Robinson.
Calls himself the Angry Hippie. A proud member of the Scrap Pack Purple Belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And Miles Robinson said he fights to inspire people to fight their inner demons and to be a reminder that you can always maintain control of your life no matter how chaotic things may get around you. And he's got a very unique look on just about everything. And he told me yesterday, he said, look, I'm excited to fight on a full moon. I'm not quite sure what that helps inside the cage, but for Miles Robinson, it means something.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with all that hippie stuff, but I know that there are people out there that believe in all that, the horoscopes and all that, I'm guessing.
It could be something to do with that. I don't know. But nonetheless, he's also a health and wellness coach and credits Landmine University and Alex Canellis for creating the strength and conditioning system that he utilizes. Also trains at the El Nino Training Center and his jiu-jitsu coach is Alex Sanchez at 10th Planet in San Jose. I mean, you're looking at two so well-rounded fighters training at multiple gyms, really dedicating as much time as possible to getting to the professional ranks. And, you know, we talked about the main event. We could see both of these fighters moving up to the pros very, very soon as well. As we check out the tail of the tape, Miles Robinson, 29 years of age, Majali Gay, 26. Both fighters undefeated, identical in height, and about a pound-and-a-half advantage for Majali Gay as this welterweight title is at stake. Let's go to Garrett Furtick.
From the Hard Rock Resort Casino, A1 Combat set now for our prelim co-main event. 3 3-minute rounds for the vacant A1 Combat Welterweight Championship. This evening's amateur title fights are sanctioned by the California Amateur Mixed Martial Arts Organization. And now we introduce first the Punch Edibles blue corner. At 5'9", weighing 169.9 pounds, making his A1 Combat debut, holding an amateur record of 4 wins, no losses, with 2 wins coming by knockout, representing 10th Planet Riverside, Bangkok-style Muay Thai, and Super MMA from Redwood, California, Majali Gay. And now he introduces his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. Standing 5'10", weighing 168.5 pounds, entering tonight near perfect, with a record of 5 amateur wins, no losses, and 1 draw, with 2 of his wins coming by submission, representing El Nino Training Center and 10th Planet San Jose. He fights out of San Francisco, California, Miles, the Angry Hippie Robinson.
The stage is set as the Hard Rock Live starting to fill up. David Shirley draws the assignment.
In the back, I expect a clean, good fight. Listen to my commands. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now. Come out ready to bang.
Your referee for our co-main event title fight, David Shirley.
All right. Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready? Let's go.
It has truly been a jam-packed amateur card, and we could not ask for 2 better fights to close us out and take us to UFC Fight Pass tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific for A1 Combat 25.
Yeah, first title fight of the night. And just to build off of what you said previously as Robertson was walking out, these guys are training like professionals. Most of these amateurs here tonight are training like professionals, and they're fighting on a professional show, which is just going to make that transition so much more seamless for themselves.
Yeah. And Corey, we're seeing a number of fighters tonight that if they don't move up after tonight, they're very close. Guys like, you know, Jake Carver, obviously Majali Gay, Miles Robinson, the 2 fighters we're going to see in the main event. It's exciting to see the maturation, the progress that everyone's making.
Yeah, definitely. Great job from Robinson, immediately closing the gap, looking to pressure Gay and work for those takedowns. But Gay's doing a great job of fishing those underhooks, which is negating the takedown of Robinson. And I'm going to guess, given Robinson's, 2 sub-wins, that's probably his path or planned path to victory here tonight.
Yeah, he did tell us this morning, he said, I feel like I'm the superior grappler, so he is certainly not going to be averse to this fight going to the ground. And you see Miles Robinson trying to get him down, but Majali Gay, very strong base.
Relentless on that takedown, though, is Robinson. Beautiful job from Gay, landing some short strikes in there. Robinson working the body, that's going to stop them from getting separated in this position, and then beautiful job using that to change his levels to takedown, but Gay just has the timing on those underhooks, which is making it really hard for Robinson to secure this in.
Tremendous defense there by Gay.
Brilliant underhooks.
I mean, thus far, this fight has been about as even as we could have asked. Really a feeling out process. Nice knee landing there by Majali Gay, followed by a leg kick by Miles Robinson.
Now Gay in on the takedown. Single leg to the body lock.
Oh,
the
wait a minute.
Kimura for
Yeah.
Robinson.
Miles Robinson, what a transition into the Kimura.
He's got this locked in. He's just got to be patient. Gay's doing a good job of feeding that arm between his legs, which makes it hard for Robinson to get the angle on that. Gay passing the legs now, staying calm, landing some heavy strikes to the body, which forced Robinson to release that Kimura, but did allow him to get up to his feet with that underhook.
Great job by Gay to not panic, took his time, stayed patient. And now both fighters back to their feet, closing out the first round. Ooh, nice takedown.
Beautiful leg read. Heavy punches to close out the first round. Beautiful job from both guys there. Really impressed with the takedown defense of Majali Gay and the relentlessness of Miles Robinson. That Kimura was beautifully set up and timed. And yeah, Majali Gay was really composed and sensible in negating that position.
Would you say, though, that final minute is really what stands out most for Miles Robinson?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, like looking at the other fights that we've had so far tonight, the judges are definitely leaning more towards striking and damage and offense, you know, over the grappling. So I would say that the fight was potentially, sorry, not the fight, the round was potentially a lot closer than we may think, just based off of significant strikes. But I do think Robinson stole it towards the end.
Yeah, the final minute was very impressive, transitioning to the Kimura and then spent most of that first round in control time as we are ready for the second round of this welterweight title clash. Still to come, light heavyweight title. Ian Russell, Ryan Fidenow. And then 5 fights live on UFC Fight Pass tonight, all headlined by a super middleweight title bout. Nick Maximov and Kevin Felipe.
Both guys seeming very content with grappling here tonight. A couple strikes landed on the ingot each, but now we're separated. Nice, stiff jab from Majali Gay.
Majali Gay has had tremendous takedown defense for sure.
Yeah, really impressed with his takedown defense here today. Oh, big head kick, but he slips on it, but he's on that ankle, which is gonna, oh. Great job from Robinson riding it. He's now in on that crucifix position. Beautiful grappling from Robinson. He has that wrist trapped on the far side, which is allowing him to kind of ride this position with Majali Gay.
Oh.
Amazing.
Wow. So smooth by Miles Robinson. And now some hammer fists.
Heavy blows on top. Beautiful job from Robinson staying composed, and that was a really great scramble.
Majali Gay's nose appears to be busted open here. Nice right hand.
Robinson definitely insisting on this grappling hit today.
Yeah, I mean, that
in on that single leg.
The jiu-jitsu dominance has definitely been showing for Robinson thus far.
But again, Majali Gay making it so hard for him to take him down with this wrestling defense. Great base here. He's using that shin to block the lead leg and start defending the single leg. But Robinson is just relentless in this position.
Well, I mean, the conditioning, though, of really both athletes, but Majali Gay is in such tremendous physical condition. His cardio is top-notch. But Robinson is just unrelenting.
Oh, beautiful reap. Straight on those hips. Oh, and he's jumped onto the back. He's got both hooks in. Looking to set up that rear naked choke, but great job from Majali Gay to fight those hands.
Smooth transition there by Miles Robinson. You know, Corey, he really could be content here in the final 30 seconds. He has been in firm control throughout this second round.
Yeah, and we got blood pouring from the nose of Majali Gay as Robinson looks to start setting up some offense off the back, but with 17 seconds left to go, like you say, I think he could just ride out this round. Great job riding those hips, taking the back.
Well, there's one thing we know about Miles Robinson. He's not content with staying still, that's for sure. As another powerful way to close out the round by the angry hippie, Miles Robinson.
Phenomenal grappling exchanges here and scrambles from both guys. You know, I'm really impressed with the defense of Majali Gay, but the relentless offense of Robinson is what's really, you know, putting a stamp on this fight for him.
High-level jiu-jitsu is such a joy to watch. when you have two great grapplers, but especially someone like Robinson who just stays patient, stays poised, and it's just, he flows like water with every transition here.
Yeah, and that just speaks to the grappling experience of Robinson. You know, he looks comfortable in those positions. Even when he's in positions that are perhaps less than favorable, he's very calm, composed, and he's able to use his technique to get him back on top or to his feet, where he's able to start implementing his wrestling and his grappling offense again.
Well, Robinson really spoke the world of Alex Sanchez this morning at weigh-ins. He said, please mention Alex Sanchez, 10th Planet San Jose. He said, I train non-stop with him, and my grappling's never been better, and we're certainly seeing evidence as we approach the third round in this title fight.
Ooh, heavy blows from Majali Gay as we come out for this third round.
Majali Gay probably feels a bit of urgency here.
Yeah, definitely some urgency and aggression on his side. I'm unsure about his desire to constantly close the gap and engage in these wrestling exchanges. He's having success with the striking when he keeps it at distance, but I guess he just feels more comfortable in these grappling positions. He's doing a good job of stuffing the takedowns, but I think he's really going to need to implement some offense here if he wants to sway the judges.
I mean, Miles Robinson he's just smothering. It's impossible for Majali Gay to create any distance at all. And once again, another transition to the back, and Miles Robinson looking to get the hooks in here. And
exactly, and that smothering wrestling style is so fatiguing on people. Like, a lot of people don't realize that, but you are carrying like a whole person's body weight on top of you. It's grinding, it's wearing you down. And, you know, hats off to Majali Gay for still being, you know, relentless with this defense and constantly trying to implement some offense of his own and not breaking and finding a way out of this fight. But I feel like Robinson is definitely wearing him down here in these positions. And it's disheartening, you know, like that constant up and down, and you're, you know, they say you're carrying his whole body weight. Like, he's going to be exhausted in there, and it's got to be, like I say, it's got to be demoralizing for Robinson to constantly get these takedowns.
quickly transitions out right back to his feet. We are certainly setting the tone for a massive fight weekend. UFC 309 tomorrow night, MSG. We see plenty of high-level grappling there with the likes of Bo Nickel on the card.
Robinson's doing a great job of working back to his feet every time. We are starting to see his takedown defense fade a little bit now as we come into the deeper part of this fight. But like I say, phenomenal defense from him. Robinson's too relentless for him. It's
just like that, hooks in.
Round two all over again, but he has 45 seconds to work this time, and a considerably more fatigued Majali Gay.
Certainly appears to be an easy decision for the judges, but Miles Robinson would rather not let it go to the scorecards. Oh, very close to having that RNC locked in here.
25 seconds left. Looking to close out this fight with some ground and pound, seal the deal with the judges.
Difficult to see.
I cannot see from this vantage.
Yeah, difficult to see where that bicep is.
I believe he's across the chin, which with 8 seconds left to go, he could finish it, but I am not sure he's going to.
He's got the arch in the back, but no, that'll do it. Majali Gay survives as it goes to the judges. What a fight from two absolutely tremendous and deserving athletes, Majali Gay and Miles Robinson. This certainly delivered. Who will walk away as the new A1 Combat Amateur Welterweight Champion? Both fighters coming in undefeated. Gay 4-0, Robinson 5-0-1.
Great grappling on display here tonight from both fighters. You know, we've had some phenomenal striking fights, some big knockouts, and, you know, like, for the grappling fans out there, we now just saw some beautiful scrambles exchanges from both guys. Like you say, shout out again to the takedown defense of Majali Gay, but I think the relentlessness of Robinson tonight.
Following a couple of quick, vicious first-round knockouts, it was certainly some high-level grappling to balance things out a little bit as we head towards our main event and await the decision from the judges. Let's check out the highlights from these 3 rounds. It was really a show put on by Miles Robinson on the ground that leads to this decision as we get the official word from Garrett Furtick.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side. All 3 judges, Brandon Salcido, Dan Mobley, and Chad Shepard, see it the same. 30-27, all for your winner by unanimous decision. And now, the A1 Combat Amateur Welterweight Champion, Miles, the Angry Hippie Robinson.
Well, the Angry Hippie has something to smile about now. Not only moving to 6-0, but he's taken home the A1 Combat Amateur Welterweight Championship. Congratulations to Miles Robinson. We'll be right back with our main event.
Look at these shots, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Wow! Super Express has landed in the United States.
Set now for our prelim main event, Ian Russell.
With 3 of his 4 victories coming via finish and 2 in the first round, this freestyle fighter, Ian Russell, says he's had the best camp of his young career. And he knows that facing someone as dangerous as his opponent is the spotlight that he needs to really turn some heads. He says, look, I have a lot of respect for Finidao, but I feel like tonight is going to be my night. I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to pick my spots, and I'm going to walk away as the light heavyweight champion. Ian Russell coming in tonight 4-1 with 2 knockouts and a sub. Big moment here for Ian Russell, and you know, you couldn't ask for a better way to close out this amateur card, Corey. You have Ian Russell 4-1, rather dominant, and of course, Ryan Finidao coming in 8-1.
Yeah, like you say, 2 very dominant amateurs, likely looking at the winner of this fight, looking to turn pro. So we're looking at a very high-level amateur fight here, and like I say, it's the perfect way to close out this amateur card with 2 extremely high-level dominant fighters.
And now, introducing his opponent, Ryan Finidao.
This 23-year-old native of Pisa, Italy, who moved to the U.S. at the age of 3, has known nothing but perseverance in his young life. Mixed martial arts has been his focal point since the age of 18. And the proof of that is his dominant 8-1 record as he's putting on a show, just making his way to the cage. 6 knockouts, a submission, 7 out of 8 victories coming via finish. He was supposed to fight back in May at A120, but he suffered a broken orbital bone. But that's been about the only setback of his career thus far. 5 of those aforementioned finishes coming in the first round. You know, we talk about how dangerous Jake Carver is. 4 finishes you look at Ryan Finidao, I mean, he has been purely dominant thus far. Very bright future ahead.
Yeah, definitely. With 6 knockouts and 1 submission, that's probably, like you say, one of the most dominant amateur records we've seen in here in a long time. And definitely very comfortable as he makes his walkout hit to the cage, as you mentioned, a showman. So, yeah, but like you say, we'll see if that experience plays dividends in here tonight, and likely looking at one of these, or maybe both, advancing to the pro rounds after tonight.
And as we go to the tail of the tape, I did not misspeak when I said he's only 23 years old. He looks like a full-grown man. And speaking to him, you'd think he was a 10-year veteran. He's very poised. Tail of the tape, 8-1 for Finidao, 4-1 for Russell, 2-inch height advantage for Ryan, and weight coming in just a half-pound heavy for Ian Russell as we go to Garrett Fertig for the title announcements.
Streaming live on YouTube, A1 Combat presents the prelim main event, 3 3-minute rounds for the vacant A1 Combat Amateur Light Heavyweight Championship. We introduce first the Punch Edibles blue corner, standing 6'1", weighing 205.3 pounds, holding an amateur record of 4 wins, 1 loss, with 3 of his 4 wins coming by stoppage. Representing American Kickboxing Academy from San Jose, California, Ian the Carpenter Russell. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Punch Edibles red corner. At 6'3", his official weight 204.8 pounds, holding an impressive record with 8 amateur victories, just 1 defeat, with 6 wins coming by stoppage, 1 by submission, representing MMA Gold and Underground MMA from Sutter Creek, California, Ryan Big Fury Finidao.
Bring it in, please. All right, gentlemen, this is the amateur main event of the evening. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves now, go back to your corners.
Your referee for our amateur main event, Brian Tyler.
Chad, you're good. Dan.
Certainly a good chance we could see either of these fighters on UFC Fight Pass in the very near future. And Finidao even said,
round 1. Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Let's fight.
Said my career goal is to hold a title in UFC, but at some point in my life, I would like to own an ostrich farm. So it's good to have varied goals in life for sure. Quick transition to the back here for Finidao. Oh,
Big swing and a mix to Russell. That opened up that takedown for Finidao. Straight in on that body lock. No filling out process here for our title challengers.
certainly a powerful way to close out this amateur card. It's been top to bottom very entertaining. We've had some tremendous grappling, some great decision, unanimous decision victories, and some highlight knockouts, all leading up to the main card. UFC Fight Pass tonight, 8 p.m. A1 Combat 25, milestone night for A1 Combat.
Great forward pressure from Ryan Finidao. Takedown attempt from Russell, defended beautifully by Finidao, and a beautiful knee on the break. Another body lock attempt from Ryan Finidao. Great defense from Russell here.
Don't grab that press.
Finidao certainly dictating the pace over the first 90 seconds of this first round.
Yeah, that's just on that last fight, you know, he's staying relentless on these takedowns, and that's going to wear down Russell in these positions.
I got the feeling from Finidao this morning, he doesn't quite feel like Russell can damage him. And not surprising we're seeing him being the aggressor here early on.
Nice utilization of the foot stomps and knees to the legs from Finidao. Those things add up in those positions. They're not just, you know, scoring shots with the judges, but they're also wearing down the legs of Russell, which is going to make it hard for him to use this movement, this lateral movement against the cage that he's utilizing currently.
Oh, wait a minute! Russell charging right in! But Finidao able to get back to his feet. So close there and
Jumping
back
the guard
down.
on the guillotine.
Finidao could be in trouble here. Not quite sure if he lost his footing or if it was a shot from Russell. Oh wait, no, it does appear that he's opened up over the right eye.
Great job from Russell. He jumped guard on that guillotine, used it to reverse Finidao, and then when he realized he did not have that choke in, he actually used it to get back to his feet. So smart of him to not die on that position.
Tremendous flurry by Ian Russell to close out the first round. I mean, Corey, that's close. Finidao was in control for the first half, but Russell, it appeared he had Finidao on the ropes there in the final minute.
Yeah, definitely a way to flip that round. You know, Finidao pushing forward, definitely with the seems to have the intent in this fight to secure that takedown and take this fight to the ground. And great job, Russell. You know, he landed some strong strikes. Looked like he clipped Finidao with that left hook and dropped him down to the canvas. But great job from Finidao to recover and get back up to his feet. Very close round. Would not like to be a judge for that personally.
Great patience there by Russell, waiting for his opening and finish that round as the aggressor. In the main event tonight on the main card, A1 Combat Super Middleweight title, Nick Maximov and Kevem Felipe. That is going to be a firefight. But right now we have our own here in the main event of the amateur card.
Both guys rushing to maintain that center. Finidao gets the center position, but heavy blows from Russell. Ooh, stiff jab from Finidao. Rocks back the head of Russell, and again. Great double leg attempt, but Russell just had the timing on that underhook and was able to elevate Finidao. And now we're back in this clinch position against the cage. I'll be interested to see if Finidao is able to secure a takedown this time.
Certainly keeping the same game plan here early on in the second round.
Foot stomps from Finidao. You don't really see those often. A little bit underrated in MMA, but those hurt and they add up. So very interesting approach from Finidao here. I think he's just trying to wear down Russell.
Russell was landing a cluster of right hands there up against the cage.
Yeah, exactly. And those score with the judges. You know, you're losing these positions. If you're on the takedown, but you're eating strikes, you're losing the position. And that's what people don't often seem to realize. Ooh, beautiful jab from Finidao.
Oh, nice. Nice sprawl there. Oh, whoa.
That's gonna be beautiful.
Wow.
Straight on the back for Russell.
Looks there, transition.
Is he under the chin? Nope.
Finidao able to sprawl out, but wow, what tremendous grappling there by Russell following good takedown defense by Finidao, as now both fighters trying to fight their way back to their feet.
Both of these guys are starting to get sweaty in there. You know, it's making these positions slick. It's making the scrambles more entertaining, but it's making each guy struggle to control these positions, and that's why we're seeing these reversals here. But Finidao ending up on top, looking to get the wrist trap on Russell and land some damage. Great job from Russell working back to his feet. He's been able to get up. Anytime that Finidao has managed to get him down, he's been able to get back to his feet and separate, which is a great testament to his skill.
Finidao showing some damage there. It looks to be possibly part of around the nose or the right eye.
Double leg there from Finidao. Looking to triangle the legs. You see him stepping over here. That will help him control, but unable to quite get the leg triangle so far. Oh,
Russell
spoke too soon. There he has it.
Russell told me this morning he prides himself on being very patient. He said, I'm going to take what's given to me. And, you know, Finidao has been the aggressor, but he's also given Russell some openings.
Yeah, Finidao now looking, he was passing the guard, looking to take the back, wasn't able to get his hooks in, which allowed Russell to get back to his feet and separate again. Great job from both guys here, staying relentless. Heavy blows from Russell to see out this round again, just like we saw in round one.
Now that's the kind of combination that can sway the minds of the judges to finish off a round.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're seeing Fear now wearing that damage, and he's taking some heavy blows. Like I say, he's in on these takedowns, but he's eating significant strikes, which are scoring with the judges.
Ooh, very close, Corey, over these 2 rounds. I mean, I'd have to say Russell.
I think Russell's
thus far
landing more significant strikes, but Fearnow had a lot of things. I like that jab of Fearnow. I wish he used it a little bit more. But yeah, beautiful scrambles in that round.
Judging by the performance of both of these men so far, could be the swan song for both of them as amateurs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. We'll do.
Definitely a highly contested match. You know, great matchup from the matchup team at A1 Combat. But yeah, I'd like to see both guys come at his swinging in this round 3 and try to really put a stamp on it. Not leave it in the hands of the judges.
This fight is way too close for either of them to feel comfortable going to the scorecards.
All right, gentlemen, third and final round. Let's fight.
Let's see how violent we get here in the 3rd round.
Russell definitely looking fatigued at the end of that round, a lot more so than the first round, and I think that those grappling exchanges are definitely starting to wear on him.
Nice right hand by Russell.
Straight on that body lock for Fear now.
Don't grab it.
And we're exactly where we were the last 2 rounds. He keeps trying to sit on that leg, but he doesn't quite have the hips of Russell.
Nope. Trying to get the leg sweep.
Yeah, he needs to start using those leg trips and reaps to kind of offset the balance off Fear now before he tries to sit him back. He's looking to switch for that double leg. Russell turning into that guillotine, but that's going to allow Fear now to finish this double leg. And he's sensible from Fear now. You know, he's passed straight to the correct side. He's now looking to move up. He's defended that guillotine. He's got the wrist trap. First hooks in.
Okay. Now he may be a knockout artist, but he will gladly.
And he slipped off, riding a little bit too high. And here's where that composure of Russell comes in to play. You know, he's been in some bad positions. He's now managed to reverse, and he's got a minute 45 to kind of really put a swing on things.
And this is not where Felipe now wants to be. I mean, he came in 6 of his 8 victories via knockout.
Yeah, definitely not quite where I saw this fight going, but I'm definitely not disappointed. Beautiful scrambles. That was a really nice trip from Russell off of that head and arm position.
Final 80 seconds. One thing's for sure, Felipe now will do everything possible to score and finish.
Beautiful back take. He's a little bit, hips were off, but he managed to switch over to mount. He's got a minute left, which feels like an eternity when you have someone on you.
It certainly is. Both of these athletes came in so well prepared. Felipe now trains with the likes of Fluffy Hernandez and Max Griffin, and Russell's at AKA San Jose, just 2 top-notch fighters that are ready to take the next step in their career, but who's gonna walk away with the gold?
Russell looking to land some heavy strikes from mount here now. The referee's taking a close look, but for now is still defending. He's defending sensibly. He's looking to advance his position. He did give up his back, but that is allowing him to no longer eat those heavy blows. And I think we're just going to look at control for the last 25 seconds from Russell.
Russell's certainly trying to lock it in there, but...
Great job from Fear now, fighting the hands, staying moving. Fear now's doing enough to survive, but unfortunately not enough to win this last portion of this round in the next 10 seconds.
Just a warrior performance for both Ryan Fidinau and Ian Russell, as we will go to the scorecards. Who will walk away as the new A1 Combat Amateur Light Heavyweight Champion? This fight was as physical as advertised.
Yeah, definitely a great display of skill from both guys. You know, both are at such a high level to where that almost sometimes like cancels each other out, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've got 2 finishers, but they're also at such a level to where they have great defense, and we saw some phenomenal scrambles, both guys with their wrestling offense and defense. You know, we saw a true display of mixed martial arts here, and both guys can hold their head high.
No matter who walks away as champion, we might see both of them very soon in the professional ranks as we check out the highlights from this fight. It was really a beautiful mix of grappling and striking from both competitors, but especially on the side of Ian Russell, as he spent a good portion of the fight in control time. And just never-ending grit from both Fidenau and Ian Russell. We've already crowned a new amateur welterweight champion. And now it's time for the light heavyweights. We've seen incredible knockouts from the likes of Jake Carver, David Mistulov, Bryce DeCamargo. And now we'll find out who the champion is. Garrett Furtick, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds in our main event prelim here at A1 Combat 25, we go to your 3 judges at cage side for the decision. Your first judge, Brandon Saucedo, sees it 29-28. Your second judge, Chad Shepard, also 29-28. And your third judge, Daniel Mobley, 30-27. All for your winner by unanimous decision and new A1 Combat Amateur Light Heavyweight Champion, Ian the Carpenter Russell.
Well, the Carpenter took his tools and went to work tonight, and he walks away as the new A1 Combat Amateur Light Heavyweight Champion. Bright future for both of these competitors. Cannot wait to see what's next. But for now, congratulations to the new champ, Ian Russell, as we say goodbye to you on the A1 Combat social channels, and we move on to A1 Combat 25 in just minutes, live on UFC Fight Pass. For Corey McKenna, I'm Johnny LaQuasto. We'll see you there.